Hello to the internet. Hello, internet.
Hello.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Dales, where we find ourselves at the edge of the Anarok Desert, beneath the Desert Mouth Mountains, in the gates of Tethiamar, an ancient dwarven kingdom that fell about 200 years ago and was finally extinguished only about 20 years ago, when the final attempt to reclaim the area of Tethiamar failed dismally, and all who were involved were either defeated, killed, or driven back to lament the loss of their heritage. The Zentarum have claimed these mines, or at least they've claimed what we call the gate. And the gate is more than just a gate, it's the upper level of Tethiamar. And the Zentarum have evidently claimed this place and begun mining it, taking away not just the iron, but also some other precious metals they find here. We boldly attempted to assail this Zentarum stronghold, and stronghold is the appropriate term here. It's a subterranean mountain, a dungeon in the traditional sense, and within this dungeon we met our match up against hobgoblins who had mastered not only hand-to-hand and ranged combat, but had some pretty powerful spellcasters among their ranks. We nearly got away. We very nearly got away, but in the end we were defeated. The Zentarum triumphed, and we were imprisoned somewhere here within the mines of Tethiamar. One of us escaped, our druid, but they have not come back, and they are not likely to come back. So all's well that ends well for the druid, but for the rest of us, we are in a lot of trouble. Here we are down in our cells, lonely and isolated. We're able to communicate with each other through some iron doors that have a bit of a slit underneath it for feeding in bedpans and food and so on. But apart from a small amount of communication, we're in isolation, complete darkness. I've given you some light just to give you a bit of visualness, but your actual character can't see a thing. It's total darkness and silence, save for the dripping of water, the sobbing of your fellow prisoners, and the occasional banter that you're able to engage in. Now, we have a new character that we shall introduce, and you'll be in this cell here. But Kyle, why don't you tell us about your new character, assuming you've made one up? Just, race and class and stuff like that to begin with.
Yeah, just finishing up, but I'm playing as Zentarum Wizard, a human.
Very good. Excellent. Human Zentarum Wizard. Are you from the Moonsea region where the Zentarum are based, or did you travel to join this prestigious organization?
She would have been, probably based in the Moonsea area.
Okay. Now, how old is your character?
Mid-20s.
Very good. So, the Moonsea is a frontier place. It's only been settled by humans in the last couple of centuries, and it makes a lot of its money through mineral wealth. There's a lot of mines in the area surrounding the Moonsea. It's quite cold, and it's exceedingly brutal. It's a very strong juxtaposition between the Dales, with its chaotic good, free-thinking frontier, libertarian views, and the Moonsea, which is a bit of a dark reflection of that. It's lawful evil, and yet they have a lot of the same kind of values and situations. People there live independent lives in general, frontier lives. They fight for themselves, they look after themselves, they value their independence, and yet that independence is generally crushed under the heels of those strong enough to establish themselves as the masters of any particular region. notably the Zentarum, who are based out of Zental Keep, or were based out of Zental Keep, and they've been around for a long time, the Zentarum. They're not a new organisation, but they've had a resurgence in power relatively recently, and even in the past generation or so. So if we look at your we look at your character, tell us about your family. What were they doing before you were born?
Uh, yeah, I don't really know about mother, but the father, I was thinking, kind of got recruited into the Zentarum. Never
Yeah.
wanted to, but he possessed talents that they wanted to use.
Okay. So are you from Zental Keep, which is the
Yeah,
central stronghold? Yep. Yep.
yeah.
All right. And so what talents did your father possess that proved to be irresistible to this mercantile mercenary organization?
Uh, he was very adept in firearms and tactics on how to defeat mages.
Very good. Firearms are an exceptionally rare object, but they do exist, and one of the places that they are manufactured is in a Dwaga stronghold directly below Zental Keep. So, did your father have some experience with the Underdark and the Zdwaga, or did he was he one of the very few people who experienced firearms on the surface?
He probably did some exploring into the Underdark and then
Brilliant.
came across one, then reverse engineered it.
Excellent, excellent. So, an engineer then.
Mhm.
Um, did what were the terms of his contract? Like, I assume he wasn't a slave, though he might have been. More like a forced into working for the evil empire. Well, how do you see the circumstances of his contract?
So basically, he was given the premise of, well, you're going to help us one way or the other, but you can make it easy on you and your family.
Absolutely.
So
Did
he,
they reward him handsomely?
uh, fairly well. He was well off enough, but had his ideological problems with what he was doing.
All right, all right. Did he have a god? Was he? Most people do have a god, whether they're religious or not. Did your father?
He would have. I'm not quite sure what it would have been though.
Or any values that might have been important to him?
Uh, Knowledge and kind of viewed technology as a way to break free of servitude.
Excellent. Gond might be an appropriate god. He's the god of invention. The Gondites invented smoke powder, which is gunpowder. So it seems to be
Yeah,
a pretty decent fit. Good, good. All right. So enough about your father. And it sounds as if the circumstances that led to him being with your mother might be a little bit irrelevant or uninteresting. Um, how did your life as presumably the child of a middle class engineer working for an oppressive overlord who happened to be an archmage at the time? Manchun was in control of the Zentarum back then and until recently. What was life like in an oppressive society where you had privileges that few other people did, but you still lived under the constant fear of Big Brother?
uh, generally pretty peaceful. Wasn't too hard on her. It was food sometimes was hard to come by, but there was always stuff to go around.
Excellent.
And when she was
Did
fairly young, she was kind of recruited by the Zentarum themselves as a mage apprentice.
uh-huh. Uh-huh. Um all right. So tell us about your apprenticeship then.
Um, it would have been to another family, probably of similar power level and the structure to my father. So I spent a lot of time with them, and it was mostly the trainings on infiltration type stuff and information gathering, how to use
Ah,
magic in a more subtle way.
So it sounds like your apprenticeship was quite dangerous then, like a lot of field work, and by field work I mean criminal activity.
Yes.
Hmm. Did you go abroad to like places like Flan, which is a bit of a harper stronghold, or Mulmaster, which is the premier naval power of the region, or were your operations strictly internal within Zental Keep, like a kind of government agent crushing down on dissenters?
She probably would have spent time in, what was it, Mulmister?
Yeah, Mulmaster was a until it was crushed recently. It was the strongest city, save for Zental Keep itself.
And probably when she was a late teen, she would have been sent there to infiltrate the town, kind of set
Very
it up
good.
for a siege.
Excellent. That's really cool. Okay, so around about the time that you were born, or while you were a child, probably before you began your apprenticeship, unless you started it as a child, there was tremendous upheaval in the Zentarum. It was, I think, dead on 16 years ago or something like that. So yeah, you were pretty young. Um, excuse me. There was tremendous upheaval in the Zentarum because while they had previously served the god Bane, the god of tyranny, there was a deicide where Bane himself was slain by a mortal murderer named Cyric, and Cyric assumed the control of the Zentarum as its patron deity. Did this upheaval, did this time of chaos affect your family, and if so, was it somehow beneficial or only detrimental?
Uh, so I think my father would have either made enemies in the conflict that later resulted in his death or was murdered
Uh-huh.
during this time.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's terrible to hear. Killed by mages, by the same mages that he'd been tasked with hunting down in the first place?
People from inside the Centarum, I'm not trying to figure that out.
Yeah, sure. So some kind of internal schism.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe he refused to convert to Bane or something. I'd rather confused convert to Cyric, or maybe Cyric's called the Mad God for a reason, and his priests. Yeah, right. They revel in atrocities for the sake of atrocities. So it's he
Someone
may just
didn't feel he was proven enough to the cause, so
yeah
an accident
yeah.
happened.
That works really well because while he may never have been loyal to the Baneites and the Zentarum, they, as a lawful evil war organisation, certainly see the sense in keeping away keeping a military engineer on their payroll, whereas the Cyrus just made a decision that is ultimately foolish and purged him for the sake of ideology or something else.
Mm-hmm.
I think that works really well. Okay, so how did you get by with the loss of your father and the prestige that he had? Did you just were you then at the mercy of the master of your apprenticeship, or did you somehow adapt to this dire situation?
Yeah, basically just at the mercy. Just continue with my studies and my tests given to me.
Hmm. Hmm. How did your studies go? Were you a star pupil? Did you just barely scrape by?
Uh, I had talents in the non-traditional aspects of magic,
Uh-huh.
more of a battle mage.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Perfect. Yeah. All right. And can you give us an example of a time when these skills came to the fore, whether it was on an espionage expedition or more direct combat or just self-defense? When's a time when your training separated you from everyone else?
Uh, I tended not to rely on my magic. I was more favor of using a sword or a more practical means, using the magic just to augment my way through it.
Ah, very good, very good. Yeah, I understand.
Mhm.
All right, all right, all right. So, Further questions, we're getting towards the tail end of the questionnaire here, but we're getting a good image of you're essentially a special forces agent, right? Not necessarily loyal, but certainly useful. There was a tremendous time of upheaval again, roughly 12 months ago, maybe a little bit more, when Bane returned. The deity or the demigod named Yachu Zim, some strange name, was actually holding the seed of Bane in his belly, and they called him the godson of Bane, and it turned out to be a very prophetic name, for he exploded, and the avatar of Bane burst forth from his corpse and began an immediate pogrom to retake the Zentarum back from the usurper Cyric. A whole lot of bloodletting followed, crusade in effect, on a convert or die crusade. Did you accept Bane as your patron deity, or were you once again, just like your father, somehow recognized as valuable enough in spite of not converting directly to the deity?
I never directly converted, but I definitely saw these people as more useful to me than the crazy Syrup worshippers.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's really cool. So that was about 18 months ago, give or take. In that time, you may have been, first level then, you may have been third level, whatever. Tell us about the progression of your power to reach now. Like 6th level is pretty damn potent. Only 1 in 1,000, maybe 1 in 10,000 mages ever gets third level spells. Yeah, probably like 1 in 1,000 mages, but 1 in 10,000 people, whatever, doesn't matter. Not many people achieve that. What was the progression that brought you from being an apprentice to an accomplished magician?
What was that? The process I took, basically?
Yeah, like what adventures did you go on, I guess, is what I'm after.
So there were some mages, I don't know, kicking around and just some, I guess, generally deserter type people. It's kind of what I was tasked with getting rid of.
Very, very good, very good. So, like a bounty hunter, but a state-sanctioned one. Secret police. That's cool. That's cool. I like a secret police concept. Somehow it all went wrong. And now you are imprisoned in the Desert Mouth Mountains in a place that is showing a serious fucking schism here. You can essentially think of the place that we're in, the Mines of Tediamar, as having 3 distinct factions. First of all, there are the Banite fanatics. The Cardinal here, the Inquisitor, is so zealous that people fall to his feet and feign their zealotry just to escape his wrath. There's the Beholder, who, being such a powerful monster into its own right, is able to exert a level of independence that very few Zentaran lieutenants are able to claim. And then finally, there's the group that's kind of caught in the middle, who are neither zealous, nor do they like nor trust the Beholder, and they basically just don't exactly play both sides off against each other, but rather just kind of try to escape notice. And the magician here, the court wizard, if you will, the powerful mage who you may or may not know, falls into that third camp. Neither zealous nor loyal. They're just trying to. They're opportunistic. Given this strange and unbalanced political situation, what do you think your mission was when you either came here or you were brought here after capture? How do you see? How did you get to the current situation?
So the mission probably would have been deal with the Beholder. He's kind of going a little too far.
Yes.
A little too rogue.
Yeah.
But upon arriving here, I figured out just how crazy the Banite priest is, and kind of think that he's the biggest problem here.
Excellent. That's
So
really
I
cool.
started putting some plans into effect to overthrow him. Spoke to the wrong person, and he found out. It's like, oh well. Got thrown in jail
Very
for
good.
suspicion.
All right, well, let's work out who this person who betrayed you was. It might have been one of the underling priests who served Bane out of fear rather than zealotry. It might have been the mage who was superior to you and is playing both sides. It might have been one of the hobgoblins who were just doing their job, and their loyalty is unquestionable, even if their faith is not. It could have been one of the slaves. There are a few slaves here. You might have spoken to one of them, and they tried to curry some favour by betraying you. Or it might have been one of the officers whose loyalties and intentions you misjudged, and whose loose lips have sunk your ships.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess probably was spending too much time around the slaves, but they got suspicious
Yeah,
about it.
that's cool. That's cool. Of all the people that you think that would benefit from a bit of anarchy, it turned out that whether through Stockholm syndrome or just sheer terror, they've tried to alleviate their own suffering by turning it onto yours.
Mhm.
All right. Well, now you are imprisoned, um, and you've heard some talk, some banter, I guess, among the other prisoners that that indicates that some new prisoners have just arrived, some rather competent ones. Right, that's the wrong character sheet, I suppose. Do you have a character sheet?
I'm working on it right now. It's character E.
Yeah, cool. All right, yeah, cool. I'll let you finish that, and you won't need a token just yet. But just so that you had at least something to look at. But anyway, so you hear these individuals talking. They are talking to a gnome engineer who's been here for quite a while, who is being kept around because not necessarily because they're useful, but because they're potentially useful. Someone who knows the secret of making alloys out of adamantine, mithril, and steel, Zam Maldir. Do you announce your presence to them, or do you continue to play quiet and let them betray their own secrets through their discussions?
I'll be quiet for a little while, see what's going on.
Absolutely. Now, last week it was assumed by the Zentarum that only Lady Eleanor had anything interesting to say. But when they discover that one of the prisoners has escaped, they want to know how and they want to know why. So, flightless being a Kenku, there's probably not a lot that they can get out of you. But on the off chance that Artisan has some information, you are dragged, Artisan, before the priesthood, before the zealot, and made to confess. Do you offer any resistance when they come to take you away?
No.
All right. You find yourself being interrogated in a temple that was once dedicated to the dwarven gods, but has since been reconverted to Bane, desecrated, if you will. There are a pair of priests, one male, one female. They're relatively young. They're in their 20s, perhaps their early 20s, and they are the fact that they are sycophants is kind of obvious from the start. They go out of their way to humiliate you, to push you around, to try to show off to their superior, to the Inquisitor, just how dedicated they are to the cause. The Inquisitor doesn't seem to really care, though. They don't seem to be impressed by their fawning attempts at zealotry, nor do they really get offended by the fact that you're being treated so poorly. The Inquisitor is a Sembian man, so he's not from the Moonsea. He's from several hundred miles to the south. He wears full plate armor, has one of what we call a black gauntlet, which is a magical item given to priests of Bane, and a Nightbringer, which is a mace that is also a mark of the office of high-ranking Zentarum priests. You are an unusual creation, he says to you. Am I correct in assuming that you are a product of dwarven engineering?
Indeed.
Then perhaps you feel at home here in a structure that may be as old as you are.
I think I exceed it in age, but yes.
Truly remarkable. Do you have any memories of your time in the distant past when you were employed by the dwarves?
I was an artisan then.
An artisan.
I was made at the end of, well, before the fall of the giants.
Truly remarkable. This is a historic event indeed. Ancient. Truly ancient. My understanding is that Tediamar was one of the last dwarven states to be founded. It would seem that you are correct in your assumption that you are older even than these halls. Remarkable. What? How did you return? Has your power been functioning this whole time?
I lay dormant in the Underdark until I was found.
An era of solitude, so long that I can barely fathom it. An age measured in eons instead of centuries. You say that you were an artisan. Did you work with metal then by any chance?
I am most skilled with metal beyond all else.
This is good to know. You see, we have been confounded by a door made of metal. It seems to be not only invulnerable due to its properties of adamantine and mithril alloys, but there is some kind of protection or reverse protection that prevents the use of magic within its vicinity. Have you any experience with working with such indestructible metals without the use of magical tools?
I believe I do.
Well, it seems that your help shall be invaluable. You are one of the companions of the Paladin one, and he goes through some of his notes. Lady Eleanor, you are one of the companions of Lady Eleanor Veyren, are you not?
I am.
What role did you play in her band of miscreants and misfits?
An artisan and a fighter.
I understand that you did some very successful fighting. The body count was at, I believe, higher than 20.
I cannot claim that it was myself alone.
But you did play some important part, no?
You could say as such.
Has Lady Eleanor talked to you about the proposal that I have given to you?
We are to fight a powerful being.
Yes. But this is to be kept secret. You must not speak of it only. Any patrolling guard could hear of the conspiracy, and then you would be destroyed before you even get a chance to engage in it. Do you understand that?
I do.
Very good. Then I trust that your survival instinct is strong enough to know that if you are too flippant with your thoughts and your words, then you will never get this opportunity at all. You understand this?
Of all my moving parts, I move my jaw the least.
Huh. I find this to be most appreciative, most wise as well. Perhaps you would be willing to look over the structure that we have found, the door that seems to be impossible to navigate or open. Maybe you can find some solution to it.
The only reason I'm still talking to you.
That does not give me much comfort, for I had hoped that you would talk to me not out of a sense of merely your own survival instinct, but out of some concept that perhaps that we might develop some permanent alliance. Does this not interest you?
I'm interested in Tediamar, and I am interested in my craft.
Very good.
Perhaps if this is to be long term, then I must practice my craft.
It would seem that our goals are aligned, just as I have aligned with your Lady Eleanor Veyren. Perhaps it is the will of Bane that has brought you here, and not some idle chance. What do you think of destiny? Do you
While
believe
I
in it?
do not believe in it, my companions do.
Well, I suppose that is answer enough. Is there anything that you would request of me? Any tool or device that you would need, non-magical of course, that might help you in your research?
I had a large collection of tools with me, I would need them.
You have tools that are strong enough to penetrate adamantine?
If I do need others, or if you would suggest others, I can take them.
I do not believe that we have anything capable of doing so. If we did, we would have breached it ourselves. An adamantine tool, I think, shall be the minimum. Even diamonds break under the force of this wall. But I need not tell you this. I am sure you are familiar with the properties of such durable metals. And thus I will get you not only your own tools, but anything else that we can find. It is in the interest of both of us that we succeed in this venture. Have you any more to say, or has your jaw seized up?
I believe that is all I have to discuss.
He looks around the room with its dwarven idols that have been desecrated and recarved, given horns and fangs, and the symbols torn away and replaced with hellish visages. You were a artisan trained by the dwarves. How does this redecoration make you feel?
From what I know of the young races, this is what they do flippantly.
You consider my faith to be flippant?
I say that they promote their god beyond anyone else's, whoever it may be, and lack the respect of other religions, which, of course, is common.
It is not about a lack of respect, but rather about establishing primacy. Bane is a stronger god than any of these gods, than all of them put together. This is merely a demonstration of the power of conquest. Do you understand?
I could see that. I could see why you would believe that they are stronger. After all, the dwarves have been routed and you are still here.
This is evidence enough, is it not?
My mind does not work the same as those who worship gods.
Hmm.
For I
You
was
have out...
created by hands.
Ah, yes. Manufactured, not built from ash and dust, not breathed into life by some deity, but rather crafted, as you yourself craft. As the son outlives the father, so too have you outlived the dwarves. Do you think that that makes you superior to them?
Why would they build anything unless they wanted to make they themselves superior? You do not build because you are capable with your own body, you build because you need something else. And that I may be that something else in this case.
I find your answer to be somewhat enlightening. The dwarves were capable of many great things. Warriors, they were remarkably good poets. But one thing that they were particularly adept at was craft. Stonecraft, dungeon craft. This area will stand and still be strong long after the buildings of my own nation of Sembia have fallen down. It seems that you are a testament to this enduring school of engineering. Perhaps you will even outlast me. A sobering thought. But you will not outlast me if you do not serve me. Do you feel that there is any reason why you might give me grief and come into conflict with my own humble ambitions?
If I'm permitted to craft as I will, then no.
Very well. I feel that I have gotten all that I need to know out of you. I will dismiss you. Priests, take the machine down towards the dwarven door and see if it cannot come up with some means of opening it. Wait, are you a magical being?
I would not think so.
Huh. Well, I suppose we are about to find out. When you enter the dead magic zone, you may shut down. But this experiment will be invaluable, I think, towards understanding the nature of you as a creation.
I agree.
Well, if you prove useless, then I do not know what I should do with you. For your sake, I hope that you are animated by something other than enchantments. Alright, so you are dismissed, and I'm doing a little bit of research as we speak.
I have no idea.
Right. Okay.
I think in terms
Okay,
of
very interesting.
mechanics
Yep.
and crunch and whatnot, I think they're considered
They're given life by magic,
live.
but magic doesn't fuel them once they're alive.
Yeah, I like that definition, and I come to the same conclusion. Yeah, a golem may stop functioning since it's magically animated, but you are in effect a living being. No more dependent upon magic than a wizard is, who obviously needs magic for their craft, but not to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
So the priests take you through the temple, out into the main area, down past a strange construction which is still under construction. It is a kind of gate, a kind of archway that is being manufactured out of a device called, or a material called Batorian green steel. Exceedingly rare. It doesn't found naturally at all on the prime material plane. It's only found in Bator, which is another word for hell. The nine hells. And you are taken down towards an adamantine door, which is marked with various dwarven insignias, and you are presented with this door. And when you don't stop functioning, the priests observe you, the two underling priests, to see if you are able to work out the secret of what's going on here. Now, this adamantine wall bears the dwarven alphabet as buttons. So let's assume that there are 30 letters in the dwarven alphabet, just for the sake of assumption. There are 30 square buttons, each about 5 inches square. And there are 3 passages written in Dwarven that are above this alphabet button. Is there anything that you wish to know further about the door, or do you simply want to read what it says?
Or I would try to confirm whether the metals and the buttons and everything are the same as the door itself.
Yeah. I guess that's an investigation roll, though insight or some sort of craftsmanship roll might also apply.
Do I have my tools?
They have provided your tools, yeah.
Okay. I have double proficiency. I have no idea how that works, how to do that.
Expertise.
No.
Do you know what your proficiency bonus is? I think it's probably +3, I think.
Yes, +3.
So take that and make an intelligence check, d20 plus your intelligence mod, and add +3 times 2, so +6.
What tools would be best? Would it be smiths?
Yeah, Smith's is probably appropriate, yeah. But it'll be an intelligence check in any case. Very good, very good. Yes, the whole thing is, it's an adamantine wall, and therefore is worth an unthinkable amount of money. Like, way in excess of 10,000 gold pieces. Way in excess. It might be worth 100,000 gold pieces. The sheer volume of adamantine here is enough to craft a large number of suits of full plate. And full plate adamantine makes you immune to critical hits, for example. The stuff is invaluable. This amount of adamantine is just impossible to come by, and so the price is very difficult to determine. But it can't be mined or damaged with anything except adamantine, and even then it's likely to only be scratched. There isn't anything stronger than adamantine, at least nothing that's not magical. And without magic, like I don't know, a disintegration ray or a sunblade or some other lightsaber, there's simply no way of damaging this. It's effectively invincible. You might as well break a diamond with a rock. It just can't be done. Anyway, in addition to the alphabet letters, which, as mentioned, are buttons or pressure plates, if you prefer, triggers, there are also a series of tiny holes that line the door, that line the walls, that line the roof. They essentially go around the door, up its side, along its top, or along the bottom where the door jamb might be. And these tiny holes are no more than perhaps 1/10 of an inch wide. You wouldn't be able to fit, you'd barely fit a flea in there, and you wouldn't fit a fly. That's how small they are. But there are literally thousands of them. Like someone has hammered through literally thousands of these tiny little holes all along the bottom, all along the side, all along the top. Any questions about that?
Do they look like they were made like intentionally designed that way, or was it like a result of something that someone else did, like the Zentarum trying to break through, for example?
No, they're evenly spaced. A handful of them are a little bit clogged, but most of them are still open. It almost seems as if the only thing that could possibly fit through there would be either a gas or a liquid. As I said, you'd have to be the size of a flea to get through there, and even something the size of a fly would have no chance of fitting through.
All right. Maybe that's. I would think that maybe just so oxygen gets through, or something along those lines.
Absolutely, that does seem to be possible. Yeah, oxygen is oxygen would fit through. Absolutely.
Especially because both these are probably sealed on both sides, with probably no plants down here.
Not many. Not a lot of sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good theory. It might allow oxygen to get into from this side onto the other side. Not very fresh air, but it's air all the same.
I guess I'd just, for now, read the passages.
There are 3
On the door.
passages. The first passage reads, "She comes from the heart of the world. She comes from the clouds in the sky. She kills without malice. She sustains the home. She brings life and death. She is greeted with open hands, but none shall embrace her." Who is she?
She comes from the clouds. She kills.
Priests are relatively disinterested.
Out of character, I think I know the answer.
Yeah.
Alright, so this passage is here. The second passage reads, "She is battered but never broken. The hammer strikes her crown and the blade bends upon her back, yet she sings and never screams. The fire bears down on her face, yet she never burns. Who is she?"
And what's the other one?
And the third passage, "She breathes and feeds the fire, but she has no lungs. She sings swords into creation, but has no mouth. Her kiss is cool, but sets the air aflame. Who is she?"
You sing swords and.
I think I know this one too.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've gotten really dumb over the years, so.
I think I have an answer for the second too.
Comes from the heart of the world. She comes from the sky. Hmm. And then the buttons themselves look like you would basically press the answer to each riddle,
You
spelling them
might
out.
interpret it that way. Yeah, you could interpret it that way. It looks like an alphabet of buttons, which is kind of
Okay.
what a keyboard is, right? Like a typewriter, but these are all horizontal. But yeah, imagine a horizontal typewriter, and you kind of or more like an elevator, really. But I think you get the idea.
Hmm.
An elevator panel.
I have ideas for them, but I have no idea. Can I write them
Well,
down?
absolutely. You chisel them
Uh,
onto something. Yeah.
yeah. I guess that's what I'll be doing it in character. Um,
Have you found what you are looking for? The priests inquire.
for now. Uh, would I be able to discuss this with my party?
They look at each other, and they're uncertain. I suppose so, but don't try anything without the authority of the Inquisitor.
Wouldn't dream of it.
So they take you back to your cell through this door here and down into these chambers. And the rest of you will hear the clomping of Artisan dragging his chains beside him because you've been chained up this whole time. Your wrists, your ankles, and then you're taken back to your cell, and the priests depart.
Hmm. All right. So, I guess I just um, speak to them about the riddles and what they might think they are. Because I have no
Speak
idea.
up! I can't hear, says the gnome.
Guess for the first one, he'll mimic sounded like fire or flame.
Yeah.
And for the second
Does
one,
flame come from the one thing that uh, is the thing with that is it comes from the clouds in the sky? I don't know.
lightning noise.
I think
It's the
fire is
sun.
close. I think it's heat. The answer is heat.
Mm.
That's what I believe it to be.
Heat.
Yes, heat. Heat comes from the heart of the world, comes from the clouds in the sky. It kills without malice and sustains the home, brings life and death. You greet it with open hands, say, facing your palms towards a fire, but you wouldn't embrace that fire because the heat would kill you.
Then second, I would think stone, but
Is it hammer striking an anvil sound?
Yes, that was my thought as well. An anvil.
an anvil.
As for the third, I believe the answer to that one would be a bellows, a specific part of the forge that feeds a flame.
Things you know, like with these guess word like passwords to get to a door. Just imagine like setting something like that up, putting up your clues, but then having like the answer being completely unrelated, just to throw off people. If the password was just like "we hate elves" or something.
Well, if we're correct about this, the answers to these riddles are very suitable for dwarves. Heat, anvils, bellows, all to do with the forge.
Law or full Malau. Yeah. Hmm.
Or imagine like in a shadow run, maybe you go to hack someone's computer, you just 3 riddles face you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 riddles and the password is just 123.
Hmm.
Hmm. The thing is, do I want to open the door for them?
Maybe not for them, but if we have the opportunity, perhaps we can open it for ourselves, close it behind us. We know that there's an exit on the other side.
I guess for now, they'd may be content with, I'm working on it. I might
Yes,
have the answer.
I must say I'm loath to allow them access to whatever riches and treasures may be down there.
Yeah, I agree. But, we gotta figure out how we're going to kind of route them or get our chance to go through ourselves.
What is this I hear about the treasure?
And who might you be? Your voice is one I haven't heard before.
Oh, for now, just think of me as your friend. So, what are you in for? You the ones that caused all the ruckus upstairs?
That would be correct.
Well, if you want to get out of here, you're probably gonna want my help. I have plenty of contacts in here, just...
How are we supposed to trust you? It's the first I'm even hearing your voice. I don't even know what you look like.
Oh, trust me, I'm more beautiful than you could ever imagine.
Hmm.
Well, I must admit, it's not like we have many other options.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, the only reason I was quiet was to get that damn gnome to shut up.
Hmm.
Well, see. You say you have contacts on the inside here?
Mm-hmm. There's a kind of a faction war going on at the moment that I was sent here to deal with.
See.
Looks like that
Well,
went well.
And
well,
I've been in worse situations.
I don't see how it could get much worse than this.
Well, you don't have very good imagination then, now do you?
Huh.
Suppose not.
How long have
Well,
you? Okay.
go ahead.
How long have you been here?
I did a few weeks in the area. Here, I don't know, maybe a day and a half.
Do you know anything of Zentarm's personal progress with the door?
I don't know what's going on with the door. That wasn't what I was sent here for.
Mm. What about this beholder?
Yeah, he's an asshole. They wanted me to take care of him.
That seems like a common factor around here. Everyone wants
Are
everyone to
afraid
take
face
care of it.
them themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
it just so
but the
happens we have secured a similar deal to fight the Beholder.
Oh, really? And who gave you that deal?
The Inquisitor,
But you're gonna need to be more specific than that.
Alvarez.
Oh, that bitch.
Yes, that bit. So,
Well,
I believe we'll be given some time to prepare for the battle, and I'm sure that since you were already considered for the task, it should be simple to convince them to allow you to join us. And perhaps during our period of preparation, we might find a way, maybe using your contacts, to get at the door unseen and slip away without having to fight the Beholder at all. Of
that's
course,
eh,
I don't know what waits further down in these mines, but it's not like we have many other options.
nothing I really want to run into down there.
Well, what do you think? Do you
About
think if you were to
just
pass,
running away?
essentially? I don't fancy our chances against the Beholder. I've heard legends of them and tales, but never seen one in person. And if the Zentarum are afraid to uh, deal with it themselves, then I imagine
Oh,
that we're just being sent to our deaths.
no, you don't understand. The Beholder is the Zentarum.
It is the Zentarum? What do you mean?
That's what I said. There's a lot of factions at play right now. The
Oh, I
group
see.
you
So,
ran into is kind of in charge right now. Are the crazy zealots. They have the fervor to do things the others don't want to do. The Beholder, he's just kind of gone mad with power, kind of gone off the rails a little bit, and to be honest, no one really likes working underneath the Beholder. And there's another faction of more reasonable-minded people like myself.
well, what would you propose?
I say we kill the Beholder.
And then?
You should be free to go.
Somehow, I don't think they're going to let us off the hook.
Didn't you say you had a deal with them?
Yes, a deal to spare our lives, but not necessarily to prevent them from forcing us into further servitude.
Well, I'm not saying we wouldn't need to work our way out, but it'd be free to go, more or less.
Hmm. Say, Artisan, was the door you were sent to inspect being watched or guarded?
Was it? I have no idea. Was anyone else in the room besides myself and the two others?
Just the two priests, yeah.
Okay. They're working on it, but not. So that would be no.
Well, if it's not being guarded or watched, we might be able to go with that plan, but so we have two options before us now. Neither of them good. Say, Carrick, you've been quiet. What of your opinion? Flightless. I keep making that mistake.
Okay, I thought you were asking me to play.
Yeah, I keep making that mistake.
He'll sort of indicate he's willing to do whatever you want to do. He'll just go along with whatever the plan you set is.
Perhaps.
I have kind of an idea that involves opening the door.
Go for it.
So I can convince them that there's basically giant versions of me that will activate as soon as the door opens.
Okay.
Basically, they don't know anything about dwarven strongholds. I can tell them that there's certain safeguards that I know of that will activate as soon as it opens. So we can have a band of people prepared to fight nothing. But
What if they
those
decide
people.
What if they decide to muster their forces? We have lines of hobgoblins ready to fire upon whatever activates.
And what if there really is something back there? How can you be so
True.
sure there's not?
I don't know.
Well then,
Eleanor, you had an idea?
perhaps both. If we did defeat this beholder, there are certain privileges, I suppose, afforded to me should we succeed, and it would be much easier for us to have unobstructed access to the door. Of course, I can't say that we'll survive the encounter, but who's to say we'll survive what's beyond the door?
Who's to say we'll ever make it out of here alive?
I guess
Indeed.
one thing that might make the beholder fight easier, but I very much doubt it, is I still have quite a bit of that assassin's blood poison.
True. We're gonna need everything we can get.
So maybe if we're going to rest you for a day, sneak it into his food, and maybe he might be poisoned for the fight.
Is that how it works? I'll ask the mysterious voice. Do people bring the beholder food?
I don't know, do they?
Do beholders eat?
I don't know. In character or out of character, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
You know, you're asking the real questions.
Yeah.
They are like. Would there be an Arcana check or something to know whether or not they eat?
It's pretty obscure information, but yeah, absolutely.
I'll give it a shot then.
Yeah.
19?
19 is pretty good. You know that they dream, that a lot of their sustenance comes from psychic energy rather than food, but it seems unlikely that they would have a mouth with teeth if they didn't use it.
Okay.
Touche.
He probably eats. Might be able to get something to him that way. I know he sleeps a lot.
Normally, I wouldn't advocate for such underhanded methods such as poison, but against a eldritch creature like that, I have no sympathy.
Oh, it's settled then. We'll kill the beholder.
Very well then.
I'm surprised they didn't have questions. I have quite a few questionable objects in my inventory. Namely, a forgery kit, some obviously forged documents, one of them being the blood contract with the Zentar members, and Oh, here it is. A holy symbol to Cyric.
Oh no.
As
You have
well
a bunch
as-
of other holy symbols, though, right?
Yeah, I've got Alioun's one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it looks a little less sus if you have a collection of different holy symbols, not just that one on its own.
I have
I don't know. That does
two
sound
holy
like something a
symbols
Cyric
and the
worshippers
noble
would do,
symbol.
though.
Yeah, I have 2 holy symbols and the symbol of Alioun's house. And just a random collection of Badine flags.
Yeah, it does sound like a murderer's collection, I guess.
It sounds like you're more keeping them as trophies than as actual symbols.
Good.
Do you think you're like a bloodthirsty Badine hunter and killing other people along
It's
the way?
just a confused Kenku trying to find a Cyric shrine.
Well then, if we mean to fight the Beholder, then I would recommend that we try and get some rest. We're going to want to be at our best to even have a chance.
Everybody make a perception check.
Perception check.
18.
Good. Not great. Pretty bad. Excellent. Artisan and Flightless, you will hear the soft footfalls of someone wearing, like silk boots or cloth boots or something, socks, moving away. It sounds like they're stumbling a little bit though, because they at one point run into the wall a little bit and feel their way along the wall as they move away.
Strange.
Does it sound like it came from the
that-
cell of the other the gnome?
No, it sounds like it was out in the corridor out in front of us, and now it's snuck away.
Probably the guard, maybe? Then
Hobgoblins with armor? Can I try to get because we're chained to the wall, aren't we?
Yeah.
So maybe try to get a peek out of the door or something.
Yeah, so there's a little slot for you to get fed. Do you have dark vision?
No,
And there's nothing you can to see.
I see the darkness.
Yeah.
But does the darkness see me?
The abyss stares back at you.
Flightless waves.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Does this concern anyone? Do we bring it up?
Oh, I'll bring it up to the others, but he's not personally concerned about it.
Guess he'll mimic the sounds that he heard so that they know what they missed, I guess.
They bumped into the wall.
Do I
Sound
even
about
hear
right?
the sounds that Flightless made?
You barely hear the party talking with your perception of 1 and 5. No, so you might hear the sound that Flightless made, which is of soft footfalls sneaking away, then someone bumping into a stone wall and feeling their way along it, disappearing. I don't know if you can see this arrow, but following this kind of trajectory. Can you see that arrow?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
I thought so, yeah.
Did it sound like the footfalls started outside of our rooms, or were they walking
Yeah, that's right.
past our rooms?
No, they were already there.
They probably.
Oh, if they bumped into the wall, Seems like they
can't see.
can't see in the dark.
Do gnomes have dark vision?
Yes.
But if they can't see in the dark, then it wouldn't be a guard, surely. They'd carry a torch on them or something. They wouldn't just walk around in the dark. So who is skulking around in the darkness?
I guess I'll mimic like some of the words the gnome made to try to get him to like respond.
What's that? Oh, my back, it hurts. It's a wonder I can get any sleep at all in here.
So it wasn't him.
What do you want?
You
What do I want? Was it? Why am I hearing my own voice? I'm going mad, aren't I? Yes, you're going mad. Oh no! Now I'm talking to myself.
Yes, you're going mad.
Oh, now I'm hearing myself. Did I say that? Yes, you did. Oh, well, that's reassuring, I suppose.
Hearing his voice perfectly mimicked, speaking back to him.
At least I'm not alone.
Yes,
I'm here with myself.
Oh no. What was that part?
I said alone here with myself.
Exactly.
Did
Me,
you
myself, and I.
gnome?
Alright. Well, yeah, you do indeed get your rest. You're here for another 12 or 24 hours. It's kind of difficult to tell without any way of observing time pass. It feels like forever. Maybe it is a long time, and maybe it's not. It's just so hard to know. But in any case, you are fully rested when those priests come to you and give you your basic equipment. You're still in chains, but the doors are opened. I probably need to provide some light, since they would have light. So I'll just get that in a moment. Let's see. First. Yeah, put that down there. All right, and as your gates are opened, as mentioned, you're still in chains, ankles and wrists. But they give you your equipment, and when it becomes apparent that it's pretty hard to put on armor while wearing your equipment, you are warned. If I were you, I would be very reluctant to attempt anything foolish. You have nowhere to run. The gates are closed, and wherever you are tracked down, you will be exterminated. This is your only chance for cooperation. If you should prove to be false, then you will not get another.
Oh, you're in such a glorious mood today.
Well, it
You're
is
truly
always... It is always a pleasure to be with someone whose ancestors came from my own lands. I had a neighbor called Zaragoza once upon a time, and my mother's name was Isabella.
Funny world, isn't it?
It is quite small, after all. I trust that you are prepared for the fight of your lives.
I'd like to, at the end of a long rest, I can create a new Steel Defender with my tools. Since I have them back, can I ask to craft one? Both my
They
equip and
provide...
fighting companion.
Yeah, absolutely. They provide them. Yeah.
Alright. Doesn't say how long it does, but it says at the end of a long rest you can create one. So however long.
Yeah, right. An hour or two, probably. Yeah.
Do you mind if we light up a torch? Still not used to this darkness.
Torches shall be provided for you, and I think that each of these will be ones that you can move as a player. I'm pretty sure. So try to move that torch around, and it should be under your control.
I don't see anything, so.
I thought I'd given you light. Have you? Yeah, is it working?
You can't see. You can still move tokens that are in the darkness. Oh, there we go.
Cool. All right, so that's good. Well, these are your instructions. You are to follow this passage, and he points up this way, and then to the right. We call it east if you want. Follow this passage. You will go past several mine sites. There are currently no miners, but if you are successful, then perhaps you will be able to help us with this operation. But focus on one thing for now: your enemy. Follow the passage up the stairs, up a second flight of stairs, and turn right. Then you will come to a door. You will be in the passage near the central chamber. Do not go towards the central chamber. Avoid it. Instead, turn left and find the door in front of you. Travel up the stairs, and you will enter into the lair of the beholder. Be prepared, for if you fail, if you are not ready, then the beholder's anti-magic properties and ability to annihilate you will soon overwhelm you. Are you ready?
Flightless will sort of make gestures out as it to translate as basically does this beholder eat? Like, does he ever taken food or drink?
We'll relay that to the guard.
The beholder is all of its needs are provided for it by an assistant. The assistant can be found with it at all times. Their assistant's name is Al-Ghazari. He is Kalishat from Memnonar on the Sword Coast. All preparations for the beholder are given to Al-Ghazari, who is likely to be nearby. If you should knock, he will open the door. So I suggest not knocking and simply entering with your intention still uncertain.
I think because if he drinks wine, you could put a dose of the poison into the wine before he gets it. Looks like Kyle got my poison.
I know there's a bunch of wildfires going on in Canada right now.
Yeah.
And the jet stream is dumping all the ash on top of us.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's hot as in Canada. Hey.
Uh-huh.
All right, then. I think we have our plan.
Very good.
Yeah, so I guess you'd like to see the supplies before they go into before they're handed over to the assistant.
All of your equipment is provided right here. Now, when you are ready, take your time as much as you need. Follow the passage towards the east. Go up 2 flights of stairs and turn right. Through a door. Cross over the main passageway to another door. There you will be in the beholder's lair. We shall be going in the opposite directions. For if you fail, I wish no association with you whatsoever. May the Conqueror watch over you.
Oh, and you too.
He gives you a traditional Sembian greeting, and just go on.
Is the gnome fighting with us or no?
Apparently not.
No.
Too valuable to risk.
Let's be on our way. Just remember those directions.
Uh-huh.
Flightless will remember.
Too bad Carrick doesn't.
Huh.
Yeah, it's definitely this way, and then there's the other flight of stairs. Or is that one? I think.
You go past a mine, by the way, here. Oh, it's these doors are meant to be open, so I'll just open them. Yeah, you go past a mine, and it's, well, when I call it a mine, it's really just an area that has been carved out from the stone. There's some equipment like mining picks and some other stuff that is useful in the trade, but nobody is in there. A few lumps of iron ore and such as well.
Good to know. Now which way? Damn, I can't remember. Oh, that's the dead end, so gotta be this way.
Up 2 flights of stairs, which... Oh, it's a wall.
And this is a door, an iron door, heavy and clunky, but with a big handle for it to open.
Saltbird, is this the right door?
Oh, I don't have keen mind yet. I think it is.
I mean, you can repeat literally what she says, so...
I guess. If I repeat his sentence back, did we go the right way?
Good question. I have a memory like a goldfish of character.
Yeah. Is this the? Are you still there, Arctic?
I am. Yep. What were you doing?
Oh, Flightless was repeating exactly what the guy said and to confirm that this was the right door.
Up 2 flights of stairs, turn right, come to a door. You'll be crossing over a passage that leads to the main passage. Don't go to the main passage. Cross over instead. You'll find another door, and that door leads to the. You'll be at the lair at that point.
So we'll open this door then.
Yeah, open the door.
Makes a pretty heavy noise. You have to grab a. It's a handle, but it's a big chunky handle, and when you clunk it, it turns a mechanism. Push open the door, it creaks open. It's a pretty loud process. There is a glowing light from this passage, and if you look back there, you'll see the Praetorian green steel, which is being assembled into an arch.
I suppose at this point, flyers like to, try to be silent and sneak through this bit. But I guess maybe mask his presence in the group.
Yeah, sure.
Fair enough.
Actually, he's got a torch. He's just masking his footprints. You can't really do much else from that.
Your claws still scrape, your talons still scrape against the stone, and while it's quite quiet, at least in comparison to the rest of the party, it's audible to those with sharp enough ears.
The beholder is that way, and that way is the main entrance.
That seems right.
Yeah.
I think we open this door and then we continue down this passage, and then the door after that is the one where the beholder is. Pretty sure that's correct.
Yeah, let's do that.
So I'll open up the door. All right, I think this is it. This is the door. Alrighty then. So what's the plan? Are we just gonna kick the door in and go all in, or gonna try and sneak in? Not that would have much luck with that, as I look down at my armor.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
kick it in.
surprise thing. Yeah.
It's made of iron, so it's going to be a hell of a kick to knock it in.
True.
Still, defender will help. Use his help action.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, I'll stack on the buffs because you're gonna need to go all in right from round one.
Yep. I'm
So
gonna. Or yeah, you go first.
Gonna plant the blunt end of my halberd in the ground and close my eyes and summon all of my power that I can muster. Let my luminescent wings appear and my halberd glow and whatnot.
Ball.
I'm going to.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to cast aid. On. Choose up to 3 creatures. So I guess U3. I'll just aid U3. Each target's hit point maximum current increased by 5 for the duration. So for the next 8 hours, you have 5 more hit points.
Alrighty.
Sweet. I'm going to cast some spells on myself. Make my kind of use magic to re-enhance my muscles, increase my agility and whatnot, and cast Beer Image.
Buffs I cast on myself where are they? Channel Divinity, ASMR. This one. 2 1-minute buffs.
Yep.
And I guess the bonus action will make a Shield of Faith on there as well. Actually, no, Bless. I think that's going to be more important. And I'll Bless. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I cast it at 2nd level so I can bless the whole party. And I think that's going to be. I think we're prepared as we're going to be. So with all the buffs in place, storm in.
What does Bless do?
Plus 1d4 to attack rolls and saves.
Oh yeah, I'll post the spell card for Bless.
Yep. The iron door has a handle, much like the last one. A big chunky thing that when you pull, it'll turn a mechanism, turn a gear within the door, which will release it. Is that how we're operating it? Just grabbing the door handle and jamming it down with as much force as we can muster?
I think so. Just open the door as quickly and as no subtlety at all. Just open the door as fast as possible.
Yep.
All right. The door does open with a clank. I guess because we've already cast our spells, we should probably roll for initiative.
I guess now what's the lighting in the room? Oh, well, it's pretty dark.
Pretty dark, but we brought light with us.
We really needed good initiatives there.
I feel like one round could make or break this.
Uh-huh.
I do have one idea that might give some sort of advantage in the fight. So I'm going to try to run around to one side of the beholder, and I'm going to try to do something.
Fair enough. Also, I should point out that I have my aura of protection now. So if you're standing within 10 feet of me, you get plus 3 on all your saving throws.
Well, I'll be helpful.
May everyone, so you open the door, everyone make perception checks.
So
Brilliant.
20.
nice, nat 20.
So, Flightless, you will hear the click of someone pulling a crossbow back and locking into the place. Click.
Interesting.
Guess he'll
Coming
call out,
from
like,
within the
ambush.
room. Eleanor.
Well, hearing, just the loud of the door opening and the Flightless yelling ambush. There's no going back now. So let's go ahead and step into the room. 10
You
feet.
step into the room. There is a central pillar holding up the roof. There are two doors. You might not be able to see one of them. It might just be outside of your vision. You can probably see the other. The room is relatively spacious. It has a bunch of works of art around here, dwarven in nature, a few statues of dwarven gods, a few rusted shields hanging on the wall, some rusted weapons and helmets, a torn flag that belonged to Teliamar. So it kind of looks like, maybe not exactly a museum, but something of a grand hall that is decorated with dwarven insignias.
Alright, I'll... two doors, which one to go for? I guess this one's closer. I can get there 20 feet. I think I'm close enough to open it though, unfortunately. So I guess I'll have to... Yeah, even if I dash up to it, that's just 5 extra feet. I wouldn't be able to open it still. Unless it's not an action to open it.
Yeah, is it an action or not? That's a good question. They're pretty heavy doors. So probably, I guess opening the door would not be, no, if the door just opens. And the door opens silently and easily. You look into a nice room. It's got a nice bed in there that seems out of place. It's relatively, empty and Spartan, but what is here is nice. A nice cushioned chair, nice bed that looks like it's been ported. It's not old and dwarven. It's relatively new. Some blankets, a place for reading and writing. A small alchemy kit or herbalism kit can be found in one corner. A bunch of vials, and the whole place smells spicy. The lingering stench of drugs and of poisons and of alchemical substances kind of interblend to create a rather pungent but still aromatic odor.
Okay, in that case, I'll turn towards the party and shake my head rapidly, if to indicate not this room, and then I'll dash up here 30 feet.
And when you do dash up there, Lady Eleanor, you feel a blade get pressed against your throat, and someone puts their hand over your mouth to muffle any scream you might make. Shh,
Oh,
they say. Flightless.
with cold steel against your throat, there's not much you can do.
Guess he'll also move into the room with his torch. I can't see anyone.
No.
He will action dash. Move here. And I guess he'll try to use a perception check, bonus action perception.
Yeah, sure, bonus action perception. No.
He's
The
moving
place
too
is
quickly.
quiet, but Lady Eleanor has suddenly frozen for no particular reason and she's standing kind of rigid, as if lowering her defense, ironically.
I guess he'll just be confused and sort of like tilt his head like while looking at Eleanor. But because that's my turn.
Isabella.
I'll let's head into the room. Kind of looking for anything out of the place, really.
You spend an action doing a perception check?
Yeah.
Alright. But apart from the bizarre position that Eleanor finds herself in, rigid and inflexible, you can't work out what's going on. Did you bring the torch with you? I'm not seeing your light.
Oh, I must not have grabbed it.
I'll put one down for you.
So Artisan just needs to roll a 10 and 11, and we'll have 4 on it.
Huh.
I suppose I should have said 15, 16, because that'd be a bit high.
Well, a better choice, perhaps. Artisan.
You there, Pyro?
Yeah. Wait. And then guess I'll make a perception check as well.
Yeah, sure, that'll be your action.
That's fine.
Brilliant.
23.
So there is how would you? Maybe you hear the shushing coming from the and maybe you can hear the way that Eleanor's breath has suddenly become muffled, as if something is covering her mouth, but you don't see anything. So someone is standing right here, and immobilizing Lady Eleanor. But there's no indication of what they might be or what they're doing.
Well, seeing that there is something there, I'm just going to command my Still Defender to run up. And going to trust his ability to deflect whatever happens to her and also attack.
Alright, and when it attacks, Lady Eleanor, you have a dagger to your throat that is going to spill your jugular. Do you react in any way, Eleanor?
I have a fly speed, so I'll try flying straight up.
Can you do that as a reaction?
Well, not as a reaction. As a reaction, there's not much I can do.
Alright, I guess that means that when the Steel Defender attacks you, that the person having their held action gets to use it then, right?
Essentially, go for it.
Would the deflect attack be able to do anything?
You may have, if it says that you have to see your target, then no, and if it doesn't say that, then it will potentially work.
The defender imposes disadvantage on attack roll of one creature can see, so unfortunately not. It's 15 hit though.
15, will you be at disadvantage because you can't see the target?
No. Five won't hit.
And you snap at the target, and whoever it is whispers into Eleanor's ears, "Call off your forces, or you will die. Call off your forces, or you will die before you can make another breath."
Hmm. What to do? I think I'm in full like adrenaline combat mode, so my response to that is to do what I was gonna do, which is fly straight up.
Alright, well, they take their action, their held action, and that likely means your death.
Well, hopefully not. We'll see.
Oh, shh.
That's
My
not counting the
God.
sneak attack damage.
Okay.
Sneak attack is normally 46, so this time it'll be 8d6. The poison is it says the poison is double, but it's not on a critical hit. So 8 points, but it's actually 10 because it's a +1 weapon. So 10 points plus 30 of poison is 40 plus 25. So you can make a save against the poison to limit that. But make a DC 15 Constitution save to start with.
Jesus fucking Christ. Alright. Oh my god, alright. So, Constitution save, and I'll add a d4 to it, which I'm gonna need to.
Don't you get a bonus from your aura too?
My aura.
Plus
Yeah,
3.
that is with the aura. Like,
Oh,
Right.
in the settings. I'll
Alright.
re-roll that, because I really need to re-roll it. So, hopefully get a better roll than a 12, which I certainly don't. So,
So total of 10 plus 30 is 40. Plus 25 is 65. Are you still standing?
65 just beats my hit points by 1. So I'm at
All
minus 1.
right. All right. And
Did
Eleanor
you,
falls to the ground dead.
Did you do the +5
yes.
with what I added for you? Ah.
Make a death saving throw, Eleanor. A death save, Eleanor.
Maybe disconnected.
I can't be heard. No, I'm still
Oh.
here.
Yeah, we can hear
Can you hear me? Oh,
Yeah.
right. Oh, maybe Sirloin, can you hear me? Maybe Sirloin disconnected. Conveniently. All right. We'll just assume that because they sometimes have bad connections issues, so maybe that's the problem. A disintegration ray turns the door into apparently the whole wall into nothing, and a beholder stares at you with its anti-magic ray coming at a 45-degree angle towards you. And he looks down at Eleanor's body lying on the ground and says, "Unfortunate. Did you offer them the deal?" "I have not had a chance yet, my lord." Flightless. Flightless will be right back. So I guess we shall take a brief... we will go to an ad break now. And might I tell you about Raid Shadow Legends, the brand new game available. We are not yet
it's not a
sponsored
new
by
game
Raid.
anymore. It's a second year anniversary.
It's a second year anniversary. If you use the code Arctic, then you will get a free champion. No, but not yet, but soon. So there's some free advertising for Raid. But
For all 2 viewers.
Exactly. You might also like to find out more about Dungeoneering with a subscription from Audible.com. Anyway, so I'll take a short break since everyone else is, and we will be right back.
Oh, Flows is back. No.
Sirloin.
I'm surprised he did off with like an MLM thing.
Not a bad choice. So, Eleanor, you can make a death saving throw.
Yeah, my internet just shit itself there, I guess.
It failed its death saving throw.
Describing my throat being cut in such vivid detail as well.
It's a shame. Would you like to try again?
I just said that I guess as I try to fly up, I barely make it a foot off the ground before my throat just erupts in a gory fountain of blood that just drenches the floor beneath me, and I collapse into that puddle.
And you
And my
collapse
death
onto the
save was
ground.
a 14.
Alright, so at least you've still got blood left in you, but not for much longer. Alright. The beholder blasts its way through the wall and speaks in the common tongue. Did you offer them the deal? I have not had a chance. I have not yet had a chance to, Master. That is unfortunate. Flightless.
He's going to do a gambit because he's going to repeat like the part about the deal and try to make it seem that he wants to hear the deal, and he's going to use his act movement to go up and try to medicine Eleanor.
All right. The assassin turns to face you or to face all of you, but when you administer healing to Lady Eleanor, he does not interfere.
Yeah, so he'll repeat the part where he's touched that a deal, and then he'll set
A deal.
He's not trained in medicine, but his wisdom's pretty good.
All right.
No.
But this guy is a trained assassin. He's used some high, powerful poison, and it looks like her death is in the hands of the gods now.
I have the weird growth water. If I can try that, or maybe I'll have to try it next round.
Yeah, sure. Next round, yeah.
Make me even taller.
Huh. Isabella.
It's better than being
I'm
dead.
gonna. Yeah. I'll put the tip of my sword against the assassin and say, what is this deal you speak of?
Well, the master has been looking for an opportunity to rid this place of its foul influences. You are exactly the chance that we have been looking for. The distraction. The tip of the spear.
Well, I'm listening.
Artisan.
Yeah, I'll just take the dodge action.
Alright.
I guess seeing him fail, although, let's see. I would just walk up and try to cure wounds.
She opens her eyes. The blood loss being stemmed, but she's lost so much blood already that she's as pale as a ghost.
Yeah, I'm just gonna remain lying on the floor. And I think all the buffs I had were concentration based, so they've all ended.
All right. She, the assassin, the Calishite, places his blade back down, or at least points it towards Eleanor's throat again, and says, "Listen, all of you. The master has a proposal for you. Too long has he been disrespected by the priesthood, who believe that they pull the strings around here. It is time to teach them a lesson. Time for them to understand that no amount of faith can save their lives if the master chooses it is time to end. As your faithful friend here has seen for herself, you will have only one chance, for you have been given a chance already, and you have blown it spectacularly. So, I ask you now, will you die here at the edge of my blade? Or will you be our spearhead, launched against the very priests that have sent you towards your death sentence?
Looks at Eleanor.
Yeah, cough and splutter. First a tool of Bay Knights, and then of a beholder. What kind of mockery is this?
It is mockery, is it then? If you are rejecting this outright, then you must prepare to die.
I didn't say that.
Oh, did I misunderstand you?
No.
I said
I
that.
am not. Oh, right. Speak clearly now, and tell me your intentions and feelings.
Well, let's hear more of this plan then, I suppose.
It is simple enough. The master wishes for his revenge. He wishes to destroy the one who has sent you here, who calls himself an inquisitor, and all of the other Bay Knights and anyone else who stands in our way. You will be the tip, the vanguard of this assault. You will lead the assault. You shall bring with you the element of surprise, and we shall follow in your wake, cleaning up where you fail.
And after you clear out this place, what then?
Well, the master has an interest in the treasures of Tediamar, as you can see. And he gestures towards the shields and rusted helmets and the flag that decorate this area. He is an avid collector of historical and magical artifacts. You will help him to acquire more deeper within the ruins of Tetiamar.
Suppose we don't have a choice.
There is always a choice, and there is always consequences for your choices.
Yes, I can see that. In laying in like an inch of blood.
Well, you have my attention. Never did like the zealous type very much.
That cure light wounds wouldn't have worked because of the anti-magic field.
Can they toggle it on and off though, or is it always on?
No.
They have to turn the direction. So, yeah. Just for the sake of it, we'll say that the medicine check did work. Like rather than backtracking from what was some speech, and I'll put you on 1 hit point rather than 9. And
I can also
yeah.
delete the weird growth wart if you want. You can see I use that to like make it not fail.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Add some healing.
So, yeah, but the magic in that will be suppressed. So, all right. Then clean yourself up, says the beholder. We have work to do. Master, and the knight is their champion, and is likely to be at the edge of their vanguard assault. Perhaps we should allow them to recover their strength. The time has come now! We must hesitate no longer! This is the sign! This is what we have been waiting for! Master, I am not questioning your wisdom. I do not presume to have even a fraction of your tactical sensibilities or your strategic brilliance. But perhaps if all we do is close the door, then surely the priest will have known that this venture was going to fail, and they will merely suspect that their deaths have been immediate and thorough. The beholder considers this. A blunt blade will not cut as well as a sharpened one, master. I know the properties of blades. I feel that unless these incompetent worms have themselves at their full capabilities, then they will only hinder my assault. They will only get in the way, and I will have to do all of the work, as I always do. Better, then, that we allow them to get some strength back, so that when they die, it is a glorious death, an effective one, instead of one that acts as a blockade and slows our momentum. You are very wise, Master. Very intelligent. Your strategic brilliance is beyond that which we mere mortals are possibly capable of. If you would, my lady, please close the door.
Yeah, I'll walk over to the door and close it.
How much time will you require? It seems that you will need days to get back your strength, and we do not have such time.
Days. I'll slowly and shakily get back to my feet. And then sort of puff my chest out a little bit and cast my full reserve of healing, lay on hands and healing hands into myself and recover 36 hit points. You doubt the strength of my resolve, even if my body can't keep up.
The
But you can't see
beholder
magic
does
perspective?
turn. It briefly closes its eyes. It still watches you with its 10 other eyes, but it closes its main eye to allow your magics to work. Do you feel ready for this?
Ready is a strong word, but
There is no need to rush this if you think that it will hinder your chances of success. After all, the longer you live, the more useful you are to the master. The priests have no reason to suspect that you are anything but dead. After all, what chances did you have? Did the priests really expect you to triumph? I think that they were sending you for your execution.
I already accused them of that. It would
And
seem
how
that
did
they
they
are correct.
respond? Aha. Then take your time. Lay your knight down in my bed. See to it that she does not bleed upon my sheets. Get your rest and your strength, for the Inquisitor is an accomplished magician, truly in the faith and favor of her dark god. Please, be my guest. If they come knocking, then it will be to their own detriment, and we will begin the assault a little bit early. But I do not see why they will come knocking. What will they say? Excuse me, have my hired killers been effective or not? No. They will stay away and pretend that none of this has ever happened.
There is logic in what you say. I won't deny that.
Then rest up, and perhaps you can tell me your stories, and I will tell you mine of how each of these patches of my cloak come from a different person. 70 people, and it was almost 75.
Well, you'll forgive me if I don't want to hear that story.
I shall, for you need your rest.
Well then, where is it? This way? Start walking down towards
Points.
the south.
That's it.
Really
And
wobbly. And using my halberd almost like a walking stick. I've lost so much blood that just staying conscious is a struggle.
So we send a short rest under the watchful eye of a beholder. Watchful eyes. Our beholder being the most unusual nursemaid that you've ever had and are ever likely to have. Will you feel ready after your short rest?
Let's see. Objectively, I have spent a second level spell slot, but have spent all of my class features. So I think everybody else is fresh though, so we might be ready.
I'm as good as I could possibly be. I guess just to mention that Flight is probably a bit disappointed that the anti-magic field didn't affect the Kenku curse at all. Like, covered here randomly sprout wings.
Yeah, sure of it. And Isabella, you probably recover some of your spells that you've expended?
Yeah, no, everything comes right back. I basically lose nothing.
Alright.
I think
And
I
we
may
shall
have
take it, yeah?
lost some resources, so I think it should
Resources. Yeah, that's what we call blood. Alright, then we shall take a short break, and that'll only be about 2 minutes, and when we return, we shall turn the tables.
I shall pause the recording for a second.
Might as well. So, you shall push forward as the vanguard, with the beholder trailing behind you. As we're about to begin, the assassin consumes a invisibility potion, such as it did before our intrusion, and the battle begins. You're able to move forward as far as you want until you can basically decide when the initiative is being called. You may take them by surprise, or you may not. But if you want to, if you could cast your defensive spells now and start the timer right now, if you prefer, or you could do it later, whatever you think is strategically the best idea.
Luckily, I managed to get back up to full HP with my healing earlier and the short rest hit die.
Very good.
And I don't have spells of pretty much any sort.
So off we go. I think we'd probably want to wait to cast any minute-long buffs till once we actually get into it, or just about to get into it. It feels bad to have burnt so many abilities, but fine, let's go.
So, I noticed Pyro isn't in the Discord anymore.
Is he not?
No, he's not. Wonder what happened.
I didn't hear him drop.
No, and he's still in the Discord itself.
Oh, there we are.
Welcome back.
Hello.
All right. So yeah, you guys can move up at your leisure at the speed that you wish. The beholder and his invisible advisor shall not be far behind.
Fighting on
we
the same
failed
side
this
as
one.
the beholder.
This is your last chance. Go and kill the beholder. We just go back and forth eternally.
Thing is, we've already died. This is just our hell.
This is like Groundhog Day.
This is Bane punishing us.
That's right.
Did everybody else already leave for
No, it's just a pair of you, and I'm still waiting for Isabella and Artisan to move.
Oh, yeah, I'm back.
Oh, cool. So yeah, when you're ready to move off, the beholder will follow in your wake.
fighting on the same side as beholder? How bizarre.
That mean we won't have any magic because he's gonna be blasting us with an anti-magic field the whole time.
It's potentially the case, but they will be at least initially far enough behind you that
this star.
I mean, to be honest, if he catches all
we're
of
going
us,
that way.
all of the enemy spellcasters, well, I think that'll be to our net advantage.
True. Also, are we going this way or that way? I think that way leads to the prisoner block, and this is like the main complex.
I guess it would be the main complex then.
Because you've been to the temple area before, so that making your way there might be a good call.
I was blinded when I was taken there, so I don't know the way. I don't know the way.
Would Isabel all the way?
Yeah, you probably would. So up here is the where they are building a portal to hell, literally a portal to hell through that Baitorian steel. That's the central chamber. Beyond that, the left side, which we'll call the western, but is the northern. But anyway, the left-hand side is where the priests gather. That's where the temple to the dwarves are. And the right-hand side tends to be where the soldiers and where the mage is based. And the slaves.
Okay, the priests tend to be over there on our left-hand side. And the mages and my accomplices will be on the right.
Do you have any qualms about doing this?
No, they're the ones I hate the most.
Very well then. And then I suppose, no offense, you should start with your accomplices. We learned last time that magicians can be quite deadly.
Oh, don't worry, they hate the priests too.
Oh, is that right? Do you think we might be able to recruit them to our cause then?
Eh. They also hate the beholder.
I see. Well, either way, they'll be fighting on the side of the priest, so I would recommend that we deal with them first. Or alternatively, the priests are the leadership around here. Perhaps they would be the more intelligent target.
Yeah, that would be my bet. And maybe when we're in a position of strength over top of the mage, they will see fit to follow the beholder. Until they have
Possibly.
another idea to overthrow him.
Well, and to the priests then, if you know the way.
Yep. Over here's the gate to hell.
Just nonchalant tour guide. Here's the gate to hell.
Be careful.
To the right,
Hold
you'll
hand
see.
guard up.
Yeah, don't. There's a small rope that prevents people from going in there. You know that ought to do it.
Yeah.
Then they've got like the signs like, do not pass through, instant death, and fine of $200, 200 gold.
Exactly. There's a monster in here. A monster that the priest wanted to get rid of because it's unruly and unpredictable, but the beholder wanted to keep because it's a monster and he likes monsters.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you said. That's what the priests were.
It's basically right, but not quite. A little bit further.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you got the right direction, but I didn't want to confuse you by telling you about the monster until now.
Okay. Then it's
Yeah.
Is
up
there
these
like
stairs.
a hole to see the monster through?
That's a good monster. Yes, my lord. That's a very good.
I keep hearing about this monster. What kind of monster is it?
The monster has 3 different heads from 3 different beasts.
Oh, that is a good monster.
He likes you the most out of the lackeys now. But you like his monster.
Well, are we ready?
As ready as we're going to be. So in which chamber do you think we'll find the High Inquisitor? The one who's in charge?
The shrine to Meraden and now Bane is behind this door.
Okay.
Alright. I think
Can we hear anything going on?
Yeah. You can hear your own footsteps, in fact. there's a bit of a prayer going on in here, but this chamber echoes. It's deliberately designed to echo. So as we're sneaking, and I assume that we are, make your stealth rolls at disadvantage, because each footfall that you make reverberates throughout the room.
At least my stealth roll couldn't get any worse.
Nice.
Double disadvantage.
10's not
Actually got a
terrible. Yeah. Yes, that's not terrible. Let's see. Let's see if they hear. No. But we're not quite done yet. Priest. Wait a minute, what is that?
Warpy's just not paying attention at all.
Priest of Bane.
He's playing Raid Shadow Legends on his phone.
No.
Another
Here we go. Last one. Come on. Ah, they didn't hear us. Oh, that's hilarious.
The
All
deafest freeze.
That's right. Alright, so we've reached the chamber door. Is there anything that we do before we go in?
Yeah, I'll do the same thing I did last time.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, I wish I could, but I have to go in just naked, I guess, without any buffs. Actually, no, I still throw on the bless again, so I'll use my remaining second level slot to bless the party again.
Very good.
I guess. Are we
You
blessed
all
by
still
Bane
have
now?
aid.
What was that?
Ugh.
Like, is it a blessing of Bane now? Or is this?
I don't know yet.
That's a good question.
Technically, I said before the altar, you can have my soul, Bane, but my allegiance isn't to Bane, even though my soul is. So, who knows? It's a bit of a
very confused blessing befalls upon the party.
Indeed. Indeed.
And I'll kick the door in.
Alright. You kick the door in, you take them by surprise, and so roll for initiative.
There we go.
14. I need some glasses.
Oh.
1 second, phone call.
What? That was a phone call? My god.
What was it?
That was a...
Sounded like
that's
a
a, like-
cuckoo clock.
Right? Yeah. It's the most unusual ringtone I've ever heard. Alright, so Isabella, you kick the door in and you find 3 priests engaged in worship. What is the meaning of this?
Is one of them the high priest?
Yeah, this fellow at the back.
Alright.
What is the meaning of this?
Is there a way I can get over there without taking an opportunity attack?
Yeah, you guys have no reactions yet? They only get the reactions on their turn? Yeah, so you can.
I'm gonna run right up to his face. Pull up my rapier. Give him a good old stab with booming blade. Ugh. Or no, that was wrong. Click. There we go. 24? Or 27?
Alright, 24, 27 will be enough, but not by much, ironically. It's enough, but they wear super heavy plate mail, and it's lucky that your attack is as accurate as it is.
Okay. 9. That didn't roll the booming blade damage. There we go. 15 from that. Then second attack, I'm gonna blast him in the face with my pistol.
Brilliant! Bam, and that also works. He's not wearing a helmet. Bam. You take off his ear with your shot. All right. Treachery! You shall pay for this! Your souls are forfeit! But he only gets his reaction back because it's a prize round, Artisan.
Mm-hmm.
Have returned.
Very good. It's not your turn yet, so that doesn't. So it's no problem at all. Guards! Guards! It is an emergency!
I'll take a or pick attack against him. Still it's a 27.
27 will do.
27's a crit.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a crit? Ah.
Yeah.
How do crits factor in for damage?
You re-roll
Roll the
the dice and add it on.
Okay.
so 9 damage.
And I'll make another attack. 10 doesn't hit. My Still Defender will run up. Make his attack. Actually, I'll go up to here. I believe that's. Make his attack against that guy. Which won't hit.
No.
That'll be my turn.
Alright, so it was 9 in total, right?
Yes.
Alright. Okay, the Priests of Bane get their initiative back, their reactions back. This one that your Artisan attacked is male, the other one is female. Flightless.
He will take aim and fire an arrow at the one he can see that's engaged with Isabella.
Not enough.
Didn't think so. Oh, these
Oh.
Bay Knights tend to have pretty high AC.
What's the
Yeah,
+3?
heavy armor.
Bless, wasn't it?
Oh, then I should have had plus whatever on my stuff, but well,
Yeah, it didn't
But
make it.
you hit anyway, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not going to make a difference.
Add 1d4 to your crit. Like to hit.
Yeah.
Try to find the block
Alright.
on the settings.
Lady Eleanor.
Roll it independently. All right. Step into the room. Survey the situation. I guess I'll respond to his question of what is the meaning of this with a change of management. Conquest, you could say. This is the way of the Banites, isn't it?
I find your irony to be most frustrating.
So I'll move up 20 feet here. And focus my attacks on the big cheese. Halberd. 24 to start with.
Oh, that'll do.
Damage. I'll smite on that as well. It's the big cheese, as I said, so worth dumping some smites into him, I think.
Soon will
That
make
makes
his
it a
name make
13.
sense.
16, probably not going to hit. Oh, yeah, I've got Bless, haven't I? So, actually 19.
Still not enough.
Oh. And then the bonk. 23 plus Bless.
That'll do.
6. I'll smite on that one as well, because it seems like just getting damage on this guy is quite difficult.
You clobber the war priest and leave him somewhat surprised at the tenacity of your assault. Isabella.
Right, I'm gonna poke him again. Gonna get through that with the booming blade. Nope.
No.
Flick my pistol for a quick reload and shoot him again.
Boom, that's more like it. He's too busy blocking your sword with his shield, and but without a helmet, you're able to shoot him in the face at point blank range. Curses! Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. Alright. Okay. You will regret this. I will make sure of that. And Eleanor, maybe Eleanor. Yeah, Eleanor. Make a charisma saving throw.
Alright.
I'm gonna counter spell.
All right, you can a spell. Make a spell casting roll.
Oh no. Not
That's a
good
big
at
boy
those.
spell.
That will not do it.
Ah, well.
I'm gonna add my bless to that.
The DC is 15, so that will be enough to counter the banishment. No, it cannot be!
Resisted it on a roll of a 5. You have to try harder than I have to get rid of me.
Well, you shall get your desire! Oh! How does it?
I'll make my 2 weapon attacks against this guy. How's the other guys handled? Plus a d4. Will 20 hit?
No, it will not.
Jeez. Not even going to bother. And then Steel Defender.
Is this what those veterans felt like when they fought Devi?
Does a 21 hit?
21 is just enough.
So 6 force on El Priesty Boy.
Alright.
How much damage has he taken so far? Jesus.
Not much. 9 plus 6 is 15.
Oh, this was on Head Honcho.
Alright,
Was
so
21 enough
that's...
to hit Head Honcho?
No, it's not, no.
Okay, then never mind.
Alright, cool. To answer your question, it's 62, I think, so far.
Oh, yeah, he's a pretty strong boy.
Yeah, they are. Alright, the priests cast Spirit Guardians.
Oh dear.
Ugh.
Everyone's favorite spell.
Yeah, I was waiting for a big concentration spell like that because I've got a plan.
Very good.
Well, everybody apart from Flightless is within 10 feet of me, so you get +3 on your wisdom save.
Yeah, but I'm also out of the Spirit Guardians.
True, that's a good thing.
Oh, got you in that Venn diagram.
They do. If moving that doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity, you don't have Sentinel, do you, Eleanor?
No, though he's already within my threatened area.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. Alright, so that's they have a bonus action, but I'm not sure that they can do anything with it. So So I think that's the end of their turn. I'll just check again. No. Oh, Sacred Flame. They could do Sacred Flame. That's only a bonus action, isn't it?
Sacred Flame is a full action.
Oh, it's an action. It's an action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. All right, then that's all. Oh, here we go. Divine Eminence. No, but that's okay, Divine Eminence. So they'll use this. Expend a spell slot to cause a melee of weapon to do an extra damage, but it lasts until the end of the turn. So they can't do it. Yeah, right. Yeah. All right. Thought it might last until the end of the next turn. Flightless.
Okay. He will draw back one of his arrows, and when you release it, it will split into 3 magic missiles. And I'll target
All right.
2 at this one and 1 at the other one.
Very good. I'll go ahead and roll those concentration checks immediately.
No sneak
1,
attack.
2, and 3. Oh, ironically, the one that's hit twice fails. So 2, 4, and 4.
Yeah, so I guess one of them loses concentration.
They do.
That's good.
That's pretty helpful.
And he'll move
Okay.
into cover. And it's the end of the turn.
Horns begin to blow as the military mobilizes. Let's see. Sorry, it's taking a little bit longer. There we go, that's what I wanted. Lady Eleanor.
Alright, I'm gonna keep trying to bring down the leader. Hey, that's finally, and I'm gonna smite on this for sure. Oh, disappointing.
Oh.
Burp.
Huh. Oh, less
At least
disappointing.
it's good.
Mm.
So that's
So 28 is huge.
Oh yeah, it's, yeah, I think so.
20, 26? I think you're right, 26, yeah. Yeah, 26. Yeah, my mistake.
A big slap with the halberd for 26. Another one. It's not gonna hit.
No.
Yeah, it's not gonna hit.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, that's right.
All right.
For, Spirit Guardians.
Oh,
Yes, you do.
So Wisdom save. I'm good, but then I have to make a con save for Bless.
You do.
Good.
So you'll take half of this damage. Half of 10, 5.
Alrighty.
Alright, soldiers start pouring out. And try to ascertain where the assault is coming from. They see that the front gate is closed, and they are more than a little confused. Okay. Hobgoblins are likewise not sure what's going on, but they'll find out soon enough. The War Priest.
Huh? Oh, you skipped me.
Did I? Where did I skip you? Oh, just after right before the Hobgoblins. Yeah, cool. Isabella.
Yep. I'll give the priest another good slash, try to get him back up. Not enough.
Do you have
And
the
then
rest
I'll
number?
I
Yeah.
don't think even a 20 would hit there.
21.
21? Okay.
Yes.
Then I'll pull the pistol up and kind of try to shoot him in the gut.
Oof,
Nope.
rough.
All right, very close, but both times he deflects it with his shield, and you are subjected to 10 points of damage. You'll need to make a wisdom save to avoid it,
Oh, yeah.
to harm it.
Yep. 5 points.
All right, just a 5. Not too bad at all. Okay, the hobgoblins move. The war priest. All right. Well, when that failed, he is going to cast another spell.
How dare.
No counters.
Can I tell who he's targeting?
You.
I'll try to counter it.
All right. Make a spellcasting check.
That'd stop, what was that? I don't remember how
Level 4 spell, isn't it?
Yeah, level 4.
All right. So you cast it at level 4, or did you?
I'll counter a level 4 or lower.
All right. Unfortunately, this is a level 5, so you'll still make the check.
He made the check and he scored 14.
Scored a 14. Oh, right. Then you miss because it's a level 5 spell. Flame
Yeah, that's what
strike.
I'm saying. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. They're cool. Well,
that's not bad.
It's not too bad. Flame strike is an extremely disappointing spell at the best of times, and this is not the best of times. Dexterity saving throw.
I have advantage on that from blade singing.
And a +3 for my aura.
Yeah,
And 1d4
I think I'm
because
good.
you're blessed.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, then con save too.
Yes.
I'm good. Was
All
it half
right.
damage?
I think so. Half damage. I'm pretty sure. I'll see if I can bring it up, and surely it would be half damage. Oh, here we go. Each creature in a 10-foot radius. So I did can't target you, but my mistake. That's going to hit. We'll put it on. I'll put it on Eleanor and just hit all of you, including the 2 priests. Fuck the priests. Who gives a? They're not faithful anyway. It makes more sense why it would be such little damage too. All right, so Eleanor and Artisan and Steel Defender all make dex saves.
Oof. And then con save.
They both
pass
fail.
it.
So half damage, which means what was it? 20? Yeah. So half damage is 10 damage.
Does a 17 pass it? Yeah.
Yes. 17 passes, so you take half damage for a total of 10.
Using my shield master thing. Bonus action. Wait.
Don't mean reaction.
I'll take no damage. It's not a reaction. Yeah, reaction. Yeah, I'll take no damage.
Right. Very good.
Shield
Very good. Okay, Artisan, you'll go.
I'll keep wailing on this priest. Does that hit?
It does, and it finishes them off. Flame strike consuming them while you execute them.
And I'm going to also make a warpick attack against the other one. That does not hit.
Does not.
And my Steel Defender will make an attack against the boss man.
Alright.
That doesn't hit. That'll be my turn.
Good. Okay. Okay, the Priest of Bane that survives attacks Artisan using his Divine Eminence. and he brings down his Nightbringer upon you. And the Nightbringer falls from his hand because Bane knew that all along he was not faithful and was just, your service has been a mockery. And the Nightbringer slips from his hand. No, Bane, I always loved only you. Flightless.
He'll move back into sight. I see that's going much better than he thought it would be. Yeah, this time he'll target the other priest because maybe they're easier to hit.
Brilliant. Turns out they are.
And there's not a stack of bodies in the way.
That's it. The execution is very convincing. And Bane rejoices to see such apostates cleansed from this world. And I think I have a delivery coming soon, but not yet. They are close. Ma'am, sir, good PM, inform ing me ninga dul nami. Please prepare sa payment.
I guess.
Alright.
If I hear the hobgoblins doing activity, I'll move into the room.
Very good.
Bonus action.
Not a bad
Dash.
good idea.
End up about here. So I was expecting to get swarmed from like the door above.
Yes. Entirely possible. You hear the beholder speaking to the guards. Sir, my master, what is it? What is the problem? What is going on here? Your services are no longer required, he says, and he shoots his eye rays at them. 7, 6, and 10. 7, sleep ray, telekinetic ray, death ray.
These poor like bugbears just doing their jobs, and your boss just comes in like, you're fired.
Yeah.
In the literal sense.
Though it would be quite good if like these bugbears managed to kill the beholder.
That would
Or
be
just
pretty.
hurt him substantially. Killed the assassin.
Alright, what's Death Ray do? 55 damage, we'll just call that 55, no need to worry about it too much.
And D10.
Yeah, 10d10's pretty significant. And the other ones are affected in various ways. Lady Eleanor.
Alright, see if we can finish this guy off. That's not going to do it. That will. Nice. Do I want to use my last spell slot?
Meh.
Yeah, I might need it for something, so probably not. And bonk. Might hit with the blast.
19, not enough. Oh, with the bless, it's still not enough. Close.
Damn it.
Very, very close.
Unfortunate. And that's it.
Alright, I shall be slightly mobile as I try to do two things at once. The veterans realise that they will have to fight for their lives, and so a series of attacks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Forget those long two-headed ones, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those were wrong. I think the Beholder's armor class is 18, I'll check that. 18, could you kindly surmise how much damage our friendly neighbourhood beholder takes?
See, so we've got 6. Okay. No, not that. 6, 4. Another 4. 13. That's it.
Disregard
So
the two-handed, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's just a long sword and a short sword.
So, what was that? 16, 17 damage?
I think so.
Beautiful.
Or no, just 10.
Not enough to. That's right. All these highly trained warriors stand no match against the beholder. And now the assassin joins in, and I will roll for that momentarily. All right. This is your last day of service. Please enjoy your retirement. I am afraid that I have misplaced your gold watch. But only one of those is going to hit, yet it's going to be a pretty severe injury to the one that does get hit. Isabella.
He's wasting some pretty expensive poison on some bugbears.
Good point.
Yeah, I'll keep slashing at him. Let's see if I can get his legs, trip him up a bit.
Hey.
Oh, that'll do.
Knock
him off balance.
2d8 for a bully blade.
Ooh, that's severe. The priest is brought to his knees, and it looks like he will be finished off very soon.
Then I'll attempt to execute him with my pistol.
Oh, tell us what the execution looks like.
Oh, he's banging on his knees, and it's just right between the eyes.
Boom, and you blast his head clean off. Brilliant. Right. The hobgoblins see that there is that the beholder has gone mad. He's gone mad. I confirm that he has gone mad. And their spellcasters, their devastators, are going to assail the beholder and his assassin with fireballs.
Good.
And is the beholder looking at them?
Unfortunately not. The beholder is looking at the guards, and so he is facing the wrong direction.
That was going to be my plan, like, during our attack, would be to, like, because I've heard spells, so to, like, mimic spells to get them to look the wrong way.
Yeah, like, the best case scenario is we clear this place out and the beholder dies too. But that's a lot to ask for.
If the assassin dies, I like your chances against the beholder. The assassin
one of the fireballs, yep. Pretty much. Yeah, it's pretty severe. So the assassin cops one of the fireballs, but not the other.
Look at all of those at once.
It's pretty sad.
Sorcerer Master Race, you could re-roll those.
Yes. Fools, you think that you can defeat me? I would have spared your lives, but not anymore. War Priest is dead.
Did he start killing them first?
Yeah, he's probably lying.
Okay.
He just
I just wanted to taunt him. Yeah, that's right. It's like, this is entirely your fault. Completely not my fault. I washed my eye stalks of this. This is all on you guys.
We could have been friends, but you attacked me.
Could have been friends. No, you had the fireball. Alright, the priests of Bane have been driven from this world. Artisan, you'll go.
I suppose we can probably pilfer them later.
Yeah, maybe,
Where's the? What was that?
I'm just saying maybe, yeah.
Guess I'll go join the fight with the beholder.
But which side are we on?
Well, right now we're trying to kill everyone in here and then maybe turn on the beholder. You never know.
Hmm.
I mean, why don't we just close the door and wait a few minutes, and then go out? It's like, oh, we just keep fighting those Bay Knights.
Okay. Yeah. Close the door
You
then.
know, see which way the wind blows.
Surely the beholder won't interpret that as betrayal.
I mean, does he hear that the fight stopped?
Well, surely he doesn't know that the fight has stopped.
Well, I mean, Flightless could perfectly mimic the sounds of fighting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my plan.
Oh, brilliant! Well, it is your turn. Let's go ahead and make a deception
Yeah,
check.
I'll mimic the sounds of the fight continuing.
I think the livery is here, but I'm downstairs, so it's not going to really interfere.
Ultimate Kenku deception.
That's right.
Good thing we leveled up because I have my expertise now.
Very good.
Why is it +4? I actually
Bless.
had guidance on.
Very good.
No, it's 11.
11 in total. That's pretty bad.
I think I'll use my inspiration.
All right.
Please do.
19's a bit better. Let's see how they go. Do they see through your ruse? The assassin has foolishly not taken insight as a skill. Oh!
No.
But
But
ah! We have been betrayed.
I mean, you could interpret that a few different ways. Maybe we were convincing the other people.
If you were a paranoid beholder that was expecting to be betrayed, I'll let you finish that. Alright. The hobgoblins fire their longbows at the beholder because they don't want to get any closer. Boom boom! Oh, one of them sinks, and unfortunately, oh, there must be someone within 5 feet. So they did attack the beholder. So yeah, so they will get an extra 2d6 damage on that. Total of 17. Your petty weapons are of no use against me, he says as he bleeds from their petty weapons.
No, they just hit like his wine pouch.
That's all. I wanted to bleed. Alright, the anti-magic tone... Exactly, it's patriotic blood. 150 feet, it's going to be huge inside a dungeon like this, and yeah, it's going to take up the whole thing, so their magics are cancelled. But his eye rays are going to function just fine because he's facing the other way. 1, 2, and 3. Well, we rolled a 1. 10. More death rays! Hooray! 6, 1, and death ray. Telekinetic. Charm. Death. Okay, so we'll take out another one of these guards. This one is going to become charmed. And another one is, what was it? Telekinesis. We'll just keep bashing the same one. Bashing it up, bashing it down, bashing it up, bashing it down, and restraining it in the process. And the delivery is here.
okay, well, our grand ruse unfortunately failed by 1. So I think the best course of action would be to perhaps open the door again, and everybody with a ranged attack to peek out and shoot at the beholder if they can see it, and then duck back behind the door so they can't get targeted by the eye rays.
Because I get so many deliveries, I never actually know what's being delivered. It's like fucking Christmas 3 times a week. It's fantastic. All right. Am I still here? Can you still hear me?
We can still hear you.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so one's charmed, one's killed, one is being bashed up and down all around the room. Lady Eleanor.
All right. Our grand deception has failed. I will move up here, so I'm not within line of sight of the door if it gets opened again, and I'll search one of these priests looking for anything like a healing potion or of that nature.
Ooh. There is a scroll of sending, but no potions.
Use it to. It's just like you suck, lol, at the beholder.
Yeah, I guess I'll take it, but I'll take something.
Yeah, plate mail, shield, black gauntlets, maces, nightbringers, scroll of sending. That's about it.
Is there 2 of them or just 1?
Just one scroll of sending, 2+1 maces, a single nightbringer, 3 sets of full plate, one of which is +1 full plate, 3 shields.
Alrighty.
All right. The veterans. Here we go with all the rolls. Not that there's many of them left. So one of them is going to immediately stab his friend in the back because he is charmed. And the other ones are going to attack the beholder. How many remain? Only 4 of them can get in there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. AC 18, what are we looking at?
AC 18. There's 1 that hits for 6. 1 that hits for 8.
1 hits for 11.
1 for 11.
So 14, 25. And is that the total? And is there another 6 in there? No, that's a total. 25.
Yeah, it seems like that.
Stop your foolishness, and I may yet spare you. Don't listen to him. The beholder must die. It is you who must die. You have breathed your last, you fool.
Remembers his accent halfway through his insult.
Indeed. He always thinks that he's Sembian, but then he remembers that he's Kalashite. Alright, 19s will hit, and one of them has a sneak attack of a serious nature. We are just going to assume that that will kill one. Alright, they are dying quite quickly. The ones that aren't dying are being charmed. Isabella.
Okay. I'll head over to the door, give it a good peek outside.
I think they're down by the entrance area.
Might be
Okay.
able to see them though if there's light still. We'll see.
Yeah. So I'll open up the door.
Very good. I will open up my package and find that there is a pair of cotton pants, which is just what I wanted, which is why I ordered them. Isabella.
Do I see or hear anything?
I don't think you see much, but you will hear hobgoblins calling down here and the beholder calling along with the warriors calling down here. So there's a battle going on in the room up ahead, some 100 feet away or so, and arrows are flying across your line of sight. I'm not sure if you can see that. Can you see down there, or is it too dark?
It's too dark.
I thought it might be. The illumination, there's a lot of illumination in that passage, but not right there.
Okay. I'll come to here and say, Don't worry, sir. We have him on the run. And I'll take the dodge action.
You can see, can't you? Can't you see this area here? When I look through
Yeah,
your token, I can. Oh, okay.
I can
Okay,
see there. I just don't see anything there.
Ah, yes. I fully understand. Yes, so you'll see the arrows flying in front of you, but that's the limit of what you notice. The hobgoblins command their forces to get into position, to take cover, and to bring down the beholder, no matter what. But the devastator's like, dude, I can't use my spells. These are beholder. You know, we've lived with the beholder long enough to know what happens when you try to cast spells around it. Hobgoblin blames them and suggests that it's their fault for not anticipating this. Yeah, alright, dude. Whatever you say.
But there's one tactic they could.
Is there? What's the tactic? Is they smarter than me? What would they do?
That just have the spellcaster stand in places where the beholder can't but look at both of them at once.
Oh, that won't work in this instance because it's basically a corridor, and it's the
Because I don't know how limited
yeah.
the eye beam is.
Yeah, it's pretty significant. It's a cone, so basically, 150 foot cone is definitely going to block them all. Unfortunately for them, so they will take cover because there is naught else that they can do, and they order their soldiers to keep firing. The war priest is dead, artisan.
You there, Pyro?
I'm sorry, what? It's my turn.
It's your go. We have opened the door, and the hobgoblins and the guards who are both attacking the beholder are panicking. They feel as if they are fighting a losing battle.
Hmm.
What shall you do?
Uh, just ran and dashed out.
Very
Me and
good.
Steel Defender.
You get some
And that was my turn.
exercise which you don't need because you're a robot. Alright, so Artivan is leading the charge along with being supported by Isabella, flightless.
Yeah, he'll move.
If you like to move it, move it.
And then he will dash. Oh, I can see the hobgoblins.
Yes.
Can I hear where the beholder is?
Oh, the priest at the beholder has gone mad! The hobgoblins called out to you. You can't see it, but they are pointing down this direction.
I will dash. And I still can't. I can see the very corner of his token.
Wait. Weren't these the people that we tried to kill a day or so ago? They won't show us any mercy. Kill them all! But what about the beholder? Kill that too!
I guess he's like kill that too, like trying to get focus the beholder first. I guess I will do an arrow at the beholder.
Very good. You can see the beholder. Go ahead. It probably has a bit of cover due to your angle, I think.
Is there an enemy within 5 feet of the beholder, or have they backed off?
Oh, there are, but don't they have to be allies of yours?
I think it's just an enemy. I'll put the sneak attack.
Alright, let's find out.
If another enemy of the target.
Then you get the sneak attack.
I mean,
Give me a
go
hit.
first. No.
Not enough. Not enough. We are coming under attack from many angles, Master. Then we shall have to destroy them all! Focus on the beholder first. We've already defeated the mortals. We know that they are weak. Doesn't remind him that 3/4 of the hobgoblins were killed in that assault. Alright, draw longbows and shots into the beholder. Neither of which will hit the beholder himself. Okay, 1d10, 1d10, 1d10. 1, 2, and 3. A 2, an 8, and a 4. A total lack of death rays. Very disappointing. Paralyzing.
8 is like the worst one or something?
Well, petrification, Ray. That's not terrible. That's not terrible. That's not, it is terrible. You know what I mean. Okay. So I'll give you a dexterity saving throughout this time because it's starting to actually matter and there's less of them to worry about. One is petrified, so I'll just take him out. The other two, one is slowed and one is paralyzed. They're both going to matter, so I guess we will make a constitution and a dexterity. They are slowed and paralyzed. I'm just going to take the paralyzed one out. And that'll do. The other one is charmed already. Lady Eleanor.
Right. Time to leave. Go that way. 15, 15. I guess I'll point out to everybody that if we could make for the door during all this commotion if we don't feel like we can win this.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Go through the door while everybody's fighting, close it behind us. We're the only ones who, well, we don't know how to open it, but if we're right, then they won't be able to follow.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we got to decide. Do we try and keep fighting, or do we make for the door?
I say make for the door.
Which way to the door?
South.
South? Okay.
South.
Let's at
Perhaps
least
we
leave
can
the
slip
still
by and
defender. Just maybe it might tip the balance if we.
Well, I'll move forward the rest of my movement 30 feet. And that'll be my turn.
Right. There are only 2 veterans left, one of which is charmed. So the one that is not charmed is going to try to finish off the beholder, but miss in spectacular fashion, and be finished off by his companion. No, he can't get through the armor, so that battle will continue at least for about 5 seconds, or 0.5 seconds actually. As the assassin... assassin's going to spend his turn reapplying poison to his weapons. Alright, Isabella.
Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna follow the group and keep heading farther south.
Alright.
Let's shoot this one here.
Alright. Oh, man. Disadvantage for the distance, I suppose?
It's 30 a lot, so yeah.
Alright. Yeah, I think it's not going to matter because he has studded leather. AC 13, so 15 will hit.
15.
But it is but a scratch. I told you we will have no trouble dispatching of these mortals.
Then I'll shoot him again.
Boom. You shoot again.
13.
Uh-huh.
12 more damage.
Oh, we must finish them before they get much closer. Our minions are dead.
That's what I got.
No! Focus attacks on the beholder, if you have them. Can the warlord do? Does he even have a long-range weapon? I don't think so. He has a javelin. What's the use? Alright,
Yeah, I believe in
he is... Yes, he is wisely going to hide like a true leader. Hobgoblin politician. Alright, the Devastator has a little bit more bravery and casts a spell.
I'll try to counter it.
Are you within 60 feet? Let's find out.
Exactly.
Oh, no. Third level
the
spell is wasted.
Question is, am I within?
Ooh, yeah, I think you are. We need to put down a code at this point, because you almost certainly are. Effects and templates. It's 150 feet, which is fucking enormous.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with
I
cones,
only have a 30-foot one.
they're pretty narrow at where they are, like up close. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I know exactly what you mean. Whoops, went wrong angle. There we go. We'll have to zoom out just to be able to produce this thing because it's freaking enormous. Oh, maybe I don't think it's going to. Fuck, that's close. But I haven't measured it out properly yet. That's just still gonna. I'm sure it's gonna be bigger than that.
Well, can the other guy even cast anything?
No, it doesn't look like it. But I'm not sure about that because like the cone doesn't go around corners, and he's like I don't think the beholder has a line of sight to him.
Okay.
Yeah. So he will be able to cast.
Is this a corner here, or is that just a light artifact?
It's if you can draw a line of sight to him, then from any part of his square, then he has line of sight. Or I can go like that. Yeah.
Well,
So it
there's
looks
a
like
big black spot right here for me.
Oh, is there? No, it's just light. I'll put down some light there to make it more sensible.
That's what I wasn't sure about.
It's not gonna affect tactics. I don't think much. So
Okay.
yeah, that's a great question. But I still don't know if you're caught up in it or not yet, because I haven't extended the full 150 feet. And the way it's standing, it looks like it might not. A little bit further, I think. Is that 150 feet now? 100. That's 165, so that's too big. That's close enough is good enough. And it looks like you are not caught in... Ooh. Where does it measure it from there? So you are, unfortunately, just caught in it. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but you're caught up in it. I'll make that GM layer again, since it's just going to be confusing for most of you. And the fireball is deposited in a place that is going to hit several of you. Yeah, it can't... Oh, no, it doesn't look like we'll get artisan after all. So kaboom! Catches all of you in the fireball.
Oh.
Alright.
Yeah, 17.
17 will do. The DC is like only 13, so yeah, so 12 damage on a pass. Alright. The other hobgoblins are unable to do something. They're kind of suppressed by the cone, so they just remain hidden for now. Artisan.
I want to be blocking all damage from it since I pass. So, and my Steel Defender took to 12. Yeah.
Alright.
Does he have half cover from me?
That guy, yes. Yeah, even more, probably 3/4 cover.
Okay. I won't bother with him then. In fact, I'll just dash the remaining 30 and get right beside him.
Alright, he has a longbow at the moment, which he's using to attack the beholder. He casts the longbow aside and draws his weapon.
Steel Defender will be able to run right on him and make an attack.
Alright.
Huh.
And he fends him
Never
off with
mind.
his bow, puts the bow in his mouth, pushes him away.
And
Nice.
that'll be my turn.
Very good, very good. Mr. Flightless.
You will move 15 feet and fire a shot at the beholder.
Yep. Alright, you enter the anti-magic cone. It has no effect on you except to suppress your items. Do you have any items that, like, when they get suppressed, I don't know, something happens? Probably
This
not.
one bow becomes normal, I guess.
There we go. It's not a stringless bow, is it? Because that'd be pretty fucked.
Excuse me?
Is it a stringless bow?
It's the hunting bow of the sky.
Right, so yeah, it's just an ordinary short bow. Very ordinary. Extraordinary, which I always thought was a silly word when I was a kid.
Finish his movement
Anyway.
and then dash.
Alright. And you run into the vicinity of the hobgoblins, who are not affected by the current of any magic because they are outside of it. Ha ha! You have walked into our trap!
I guess mimicking Kill the Beholder won't help you.
Probably not.
Ah man, if I
I
had
guess
known
from
there
the
were still so
barbarian
many,
command.
if I'd known we'd have to run a gauntlet, I wouldn't have advocated for the bloody to go for the door. Jesus.
I think we would be fine if we didn't start attacking the hobgoblins.
Yeah, it's
Well,
too
I
late
think
now.
we'd be fine if we didn't start attacking the beholder.
No, I mean, the beholder already knows we betrayed him.
Did we really betray him, though?
He thinks we betrayed him.
Maybe that's the end of my turn.
Hobgoblins. The one that has cast his weapon aside, his longbow, takes on the Steel Defender with his sword two-handed. Oh, it's a glancing blow, but an accurate one. The other hobgoblin he continues to fire his arrows and wounds the beholder a little bit further. Oh, actually, he gets an extra 2d6 because there's still an enemy next to him. Wounds him pretty significantly, all in all. The beholder is beginning to deflate. He then retreats. The beholder has only one enemy left and a charmed fellow. 1, 2, 3. The 8 is the petrification ray, so let's give him his con save straight up. Fails, petrified. 5 and a 2.
I thought that was
What
2,
did that
5,
do?
2, isn't it?
Right, yeah, so I thought that the roll was an 8, so I have to re-roll the 2, because it's you re-roll doubles. So it was an 8. I told you it was an 8. You didn't listen, but I have
Just
proved my...
believe
Didn't believe me. You didn't realise I'd been hit by the psychic ray. Alright, I call it Ray Charles. The paralyzing ray and a innovation ray. Well, that's pretty interesting. So a couple of con saves. Alright. Not even sure who they're on. I guess it's this guy. And he is saved. He was charmed. He was going to have to kill him anyway, so he just betrayed him early. But he resists both the paralyzation and the innovation, is no longer charmed. Beholders are meant to be smart. Alright, Lady Eleanor.
I mean, it's not a betrayal if the guy was going to has already betrayed you.
I guess so.
Okay, well, we've already started going for it, so there's only one thing to do, and that's keep going. So 25, 30. Yeah, we just got to go for it, don't we? So 40, 55, 45, 55, 60. Oh. God, there's so many hobgoblins back here.
And they're spellcasters and generals. It's not regular hobgoblins.
Oh, we're dead. We're so dead. It's the end of my turn.
Alright.
Well, I sincerely hope none of the hobgoblins are down the way where I'm running.
The veteran is going to die for the cause. For humanity, he says, and slashes at the beholder, angering it further.
He just needs to survive until I get my last attack before running off. 1 second.
Will not survive this. Ooh, I said he would not, and he... Oh, he might. He still might. 27. More hit points than that. He deserves a saving throw. He's earned it. He's gone from being mook to... Well, he kind of just got mooked. But anyway, 27 is not going to kill him, so he is still in the fight. And the battle is not yet over. Okay. The assassin has not didn't dispatch his target, Isabella.
I guess I'm gonna keep running down here. 40
We
feet.
just gotta make it somehow.
We still have to open the door.
True.
That was a big challenge last time, so
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm gonna shoot this bugbear again.
Alrighty.
Pew.
That's a good shot.
Then short range, so set drop.
Yes, good. 13 is not a miss. You wish it was, but it is not. Certainly a severe injury, though.
Yeah. Alright. My go.
Alrighty. Hobgoblin Warlord! You don't like that word, do you? Like, it could be Hobgoblin Great Fighter, Hobgoblin Pretty Good Fighter, but Warlord? Like, no, please not a Warlord.
So I have returned.
Alright, you have returned to watch our imminent doom. Charge! No, don't charge, there's a beholder out there. Wait for them to come to us. Javelin! Javelin! He has a javelin. Alright. Lady Eleanor, you are targeted by a javelin, short range, I'm pretty sure, at 30 feet. Yes, it is. How's that? 18!
Just barely hits. Ouchie.
Alright, so it does hit. Does it? 4 points of damage. I didn't think it would.
Yeah. If it wasn't for my fighting style and artisan's +1 he gave me, I'd only have 16 armor class right now.
So, okie dokie. That was one Hobgoblin Warlord. There is another one, and it can see Isabella. He's going to throw his javelin at disadvantage, because why not? He's got a few of them. Oh, Isabella! I was not expecting that myself, but you probably were.
Well, not quite that high, but yeah. That hits.
Okay, it's a hugely devastating blow. And unfortunately, the hobgoblin, then the warlord, the same warlord that impaled you, says, "We need not fight. Let us work together to kill the monstrosity, and then I will destroy you too." Save your spells! Finish off the alien! The monster is a much greater threat! Alright. The Hobgoblin Devastators are willing to compromise. They also agree that the Beholder is a greater threat, particularly because it can't actually hurt them. And so they will all back up with the intention of letting you die first, basically. Alright. Artisan.
Are we siding with the hobgoblins?
Are we siding with the Hobgoblins?
At least until the beholder is dead. That's my suggestion.
I don't think we can kill it out of character. I think we're doomed, but sure, we'll try that.
Beholder's in pretty big trouble. It's suffered 130 points of damage. It's looking depleted.
If we can get one of the Devastators to stand here, and the rest of us flee down the corridor, the Beholder might advance thinking it's winning, and then we'll have mages on either side of it.
Well, true. We can't really communicate that kind of plan in the heat of the moment, though.
So are we retreating further down the tunnel for now?
I guess we'd decide, shall we turn around and fight the Beholder, or shall we keep running past and try to go for the door?
I'm for going for the door.
No,
Yeah, I figure if
do
we
what you think you do. You don't need our permission to do anything.
I would choose door as well because we've already started running down this corridor. It's going to take us a turn or two to even get within range of the beholder. We're going to get pelted with eye rays.
Yeah, I'm going to take a step. Is a Devastator going to, or whatever, it's right here, going to take an attack of opportunity?
The Devastator will not take an attack of opportunity, but he does say, "If you do not get back there and fight that beholder, then I will kill you myself."
Ever heard of range?
I'll just wave an arrow at him. Sure, that's what I'm doing the arrow thing.
Let them get into position, the warlord says. The longer it takes to reach us, the better we shall be. The Devastator is, put in his place, and they follow orders. They're lawful creatures, and so he allows you to retreat.
Yeah, we're definitely just trying to get an advantageous position, that's all.
I'm also going to doff my shield and put up my thing and pull out my crossbow. The light crossbow.
All right.
Is my boy Random Veteran still alive?
Oh, Random Veteran is still alive. The assassin could not kill him.
I suppose I have a thing. Why?
A thing?
A thing? I will use my bonus action, Insightful Fighting, on the beholder.
All right.
I guess a deception check from the beholder.
All right. The beholder attempts to deceive you. He is charismatic because he has a girlfriend. And you do not. Your bird is lacking in romantic affiliations, unlike the beholder, because different. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and right now the beholder is beautiful.
Attack.
Not just beauty, but also arrows are in the eye of the beholder.
24 damage on the beholder.
Alright.
So you just hit him in that bit between your eye and the edge of the little hole between the eye and the side of your head.
Oof. That's grisly.
And he'll
Alright.
the beholder with the hobgoblin's command again.
Very good, very good. Whew, this is getting exciting. Hobgoblins. They will retreat and fire their arrows. I don't know which one is which. I might have to zoom in. Yep, that's the one. He probably can't move that far, but I'll put him up there anyway because he's going to position himself there inevitably and saves me moving him twice. Alright, a couple of hobgoblins fire a couple of arrows. Bam, bam.
And they
Alright, they will.
partial fires or whatever it's called.
They absolutely do. 29. They killed the fucking beholder. It has been slain, the beholder.
Oh my god.
I believed in the hobgoblins.
Wow, I'm genuinely shocked.
Take that.
And now they
I
just
had
turn
faith
around
in
and
the
kill
paladin.
us.
Good lord.
Alright, the beholder is going to make a death saving throw.
Natural 20.
Alright.
Doesn't help his death save.
It does not. It only means that he is now a disappointment to her. You tell me that you couldn't even kill 20 mortals and you expect me to stay with you? I'm going to Darren's place tonight. Darren the Beholder. Darren's probably a mind flayer. Loves what she does with the tentacles. Alright, Eleanor!
I don't have any ranged attacks, but... Do I know, like, the goblin minions of the Zentarum, are they, like, willingly part of the Zentarum, or are they just kind of pressed into it?
Yeah, they are pretty willing. More to the point that once they join, they stay joined. Like hobgoblins are extremely loyal. They will occasionally betray their masters, but usually when they do betray someone, they then go on to serve some other cause, like switching from one god to the other, one mercenary outfit to the other. They are the ultimate soldier,
And remember,
but they're also evil.
at this point, you've also been brought into the fold as a Zentara member.
Yeah, I was thinking of making some sort of play here. So,
1 second.
go ahead.
Alright. Eleanor, is it your go?
I think so. I'm just waiting for a character.
Yeah. Right, we don't have much time, so... Might as well keep going. He might not be back before time elapses.
Alright, then I'll just sort of, assuming they can understand common, which I think they can.
They can.
Speaking to us.
Yeah.
Then I'll just hold up one of the Nightbringers that I took from the priest.
Yes!
I'll call out and say, "The priests are dead. The beholder is dead. You know, let us finish off the last of his minions. There's no need for us to come to further blows."
Make a persuasion roll at advantage.
Persuasion roll at advantage. 19.
Good thing you had that.
You win the hobgoblins over, and they agree to serve under you. But we will hammer out the terms of our contract when the assassin is slain.
Fair enough. Then let us get to it.
All right. Oh, Manticore, the last veteran for humanity and goblins and whatever the fuck that thing is. He points at Flightless.
If he survives, he just becomes a level 1 adventurer.
Yeah, I reckon he skips level 1, goes straight to level 2.
But he already has multi-attack. He's level 5.
Exactly, he's got to be, yeah. He actually has 9 hit dice, so yeah, he'd probably be level 5. I think that's actually probably right. Yeah, 55 hit points, 58 hit points. So, 2 of those are going to hit, but the assassin hasn't taken many injuries yet, so he is still in fighting spirit, and he is going to fight for his life now. Well, no, actually, when he sees that the battle is the beholder, dead, battle, dead, I don't know what he does. This is such a great idea that you're going to all love it so much. He disengages, runs over, opens the door to the monster, and frees it.
Oh dear.
A new challenger has entered the battle. He then continues the rest of his movement to flee. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we shall leave it there for the week.
Well, goodbye, internet. It's been a strange session.
I hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly did.
Good night. I need sleep.
See you later, everyone.
Good night.